Ah, right. We're live. Hello, everybody. Hello. What's going on here? I'm getting a message on my save your shit. On that, I'm getting messages come up on from bloody the internet coming up on my screen. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done a live stream or any video, in fact, because again, like as usual, I'm having problems with the computer. Bloody thing messes up. I haven't got a clue, right? So, see what I do. I have a little notepad down here where I've written down every step by step when I make a video and all these things. When something gets messed around, then it all goes to hell, and I've been having trouble loading videos. So it was a bit of a bummer because I got loads of videos to show. Well, I'm getting some messages coming in. Like with the allotment and the chickens and all that lot. Let's see, Super 23, Baboon Boris. I think, probably meaning Boris Johnson, I would imagine. Baboon. Yeah, I've described him as a baboon or buffoon, and I got called up on that by some listeners. Lee B. Hello, Mark. Hi, Mark. My eyes. Hope everything is well with you, mate. It's been a while. Yes, it has. Yeah. I was just saying a moment ago that I've been having trouble. I'm going to have to get it fixed again. The settings and all. Once the settings get thrown out of whack, it's different. I can't load stuff. But apparently I can go live. So that's a bonus for some people anyway. Yes, Johnson from Super 23. Yeah, he's a bit of a goof. I remember Boris Johnson from years ago when he used to go on when he was just a regular politician, and he would go on to game shows like I don't know, I can't think of the name, but he's been on several game shows where they talk about topics of the week, and they got some comics on to keep it light and all this lot. And he's a goof, and then he got made prime minister, still prime minister. But he was one of those characters where you think, we need someone like him in politics, not necessarily prime minister, but in politics to liven things up, make it less boring, Anyway, but I've got a bunch of. Let's see. Well, we've got a couple of. Let's see. We've got a few people watching. I've got a bunch of subjects here. Oh man. I was actually thinking about writing a list of all the types, all the people I meet that piss me off. Not necessarily, not names or anything, but incidents and that. But I figured, well, I don't want to bring the show down too much. I mean, because I do plenty of that when I do my live streams a lot. When I used to do more regular live streams, I used to talk about what was happening. Get onto arguments on the bus and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I made some lists of what's going on in the world, namely, some dumb shits I've been meeting, Justin Trudeau and all that kind of thing. I'll get to that. That's just the end of that Coca-Cola. In a moment, when I'm done talking for a moment, I'm going to go on to the vodka. And I'm going to mix it with Diet Cloudy Lemonade, 60p. It used to be 65, I'm sure, but they've gone down to 60p. I've done actually review. If you go onto my my channel, type in Mark's Remarks, like with anything, Mark's Remarks sandwich, Mark's Remarks stir fry. Type in Mark's Remarks drinks. It'll bring up all the soft drinks that I've done reviews on. And there's a lot, and I've done some co-op drinks along with Morrison drinks and everything else. Let's see, December, November. Oh, you know what? I bought myself a calendar. It's a bit faggy, but that's all they had, All right. I actually wanted one. I went to the market and I wanted one, of course, with some chickens on it, but of course they don't have any. And I went onto eBay and I found a calendar with some chickens on it, but they wanted £6 for it, you know? So I went to the market, paid, I don't know, £2-3 for this, I think. It does the job. Yeah, like I said, it's a bit puffy, but what are you going to do? You know, it's £3. But so what I've been doing is I've been since November, I've been marking every day how many eggs I've been getting off the chickens. Okay, and there you go. I'll hold that up there. You can see every day. Thing is, when I'm looking at the screen here, it's in reverse, so it's difficult for me to. There you go. So you see, the first of the month, 2 eggs, and second of the month, 3 eggs, and 2 eggs, and 2 eggs, 3 eggs, 4 eggs, 4. Anyway, you get the idea. And so that was November. I did the whole thing. And the thing is, there is November, there was 30 days. So if you figure 30 days, if my 4 chickens were churning out 1 egg a day, which for the most part they do, but they're not going to be able to do that, you know, because they need a break. It's not easy squeezing out an egg on a regular basis. But say they were managed to, so even if they were to do one every day for a month, that's between the 4 of them, that's 4 a day for 30 days. So that's 30, 60, 90. There's a maximum of 120. Okay. So with all their breaks, they've come up with 105 out of a possible maximum 120. So, you know, it's not bad. So again, 31 days in December. Oh, actually, no, I missed a bunch of days there for some reason. I don't know if I messed up there. All right, so that's December. January, the same thing in January. It got 106 out of a possible absolute maximum 120. You know, but like I say, they don't churn. They're not going to do one a day for 30 days. They average about sort of 5 or 6 a week. So you know, but you know, out of you know, so 106, and you can see each day. Most of them have been doing 4s, 3 3s. Occasionally they'll throw in a 2 because they need a bit of a rest. All right, and then 3s, another 2 there, 4s, 3s, 3 3 3s, 4s. Anyway, what's that? That's January. And now we're in February. It's February the 22nd. Now, there is what I've been having this month. As you can see. Who's this? George C is in the house. Good to see you back, Mark. Thank you very much, George C. Welcome. Coming in. Keeping law and order, I hope. Yes, because you're one of the... I don't know who the other monitor is. Moderator. Anyway, I was just talking about the... yeah, there you go. So... a lot of 4s. There's a couple of 2s, you know, because like I say, you know, they do about 5 a week each. In actual fact, 106, say 100 eggs a month. That's what's that? That's 25 a week, which is an average of 5. You know, 25 a week. So it's about 4 a week each. I think. I don't know. You know, I'm losing my mind. I'm a bit tired. So anyway, so there you go. So yeah, each live, I'll probably show you another one of these. You know, what I'm planning to do is to keep a record of every day. Just write down, like today, we've got 4 eggs today. There you go. Yesterday I got 3. Day before I got 4. So I'll write the number every month at the bottom, and then at the end of the year, I'll total up all 12 months worth of eggs and see exactly how many eggs the 4 chickens have churned out over a year. You know. So, but the thing is, I mean, if they're churning, so the couple of months there, 105, 106. If you drop that down to, you know, given that they're going to have a break in every now and again, you call it 100 eggs a month. That's 1,200 a year. You know, that's a lot. I tell you what, though, the thing is they're churning them out so fast. What I end up doing, I sometimes I give away a few at work. You know, when some new guys show up, I'll give them a sample, give them some eggs, see if they want to buy some after that. They fucking don't, you know. But you know, I sell a few here and there. I give a bunch away to other people on the allotment. Hopefully they'll. When they start, you know, because nobody's showing up at the allotment anymore. It's a bit cold, but when they do, hopefully they'll, you know, throw in a cabbage for the chickens or something. You know, give them some downs, you know, for neighbour and stuff. Give them away. Yeah, because I mean, there's a limit to how many I can eat. See, when 25 years ago, some people have seen a photograph of me when I was training. When I was 25, I was a big bastard, right? And you know, I was eating eggs. Between 4 and 6 eggs in a milkshake, in a milkshake that I was making, you know, what with, you know, milk, eggs, bananas, ice cream, protein shake, you know. Oh, Gliv is in the house. Hello to you, Gliv. Yeah, so I used to throw it, so 4 to 6 eggs, about three times a week, you know. And you know, it's you know, about 2 pints of that milkshake. Unless I go back onto that, it's going to be difficult to keep on top of the eggs because they're churning them out 3 or 4 a day. You know, so it's a bit too much for me to. I mean, I'm eating them, but you know. Anyway, so that's what's happening on the chicken front. And anybody, we've got a few people watching. You know, what I'm going to do. There was a. In fact, I called him. I told the guy he was a dumb shit when I met him this morning. I got off the bus, right? A little bit of a layout. When you know, because what I do, I get the bus, and I get a transfer at the train station. I get a second bus, and you know, to get to work. So the bus from the train station to my work is exactly 5 minutes, right? So and then if you were to walk it, it'd take you about 15 minutes, give or take, right? So I get off the bus because I've got a monthly bus ticket, right? I'm not walking anywhere, right? So anyway, I get off the bus this morning to go to work. I walk, you know, down the little slope, and there's a guy coming from the left. This Chinaman, right? He's coming from the left, and I'm looking at him, and he must have heard me because he was only about 20 feet away from me. I called him a moron, straight off. Didn't even chat with him, and just called him a straight out moron. Because the thing is, one, he had the mask on, right? Covering his face. One, that's about as stupid as being alone in your car while driving with a mask on. You don't need to do it. And if you're alone in the street walking down the road, you don't need to wear a mask. We don't need to wear a mask, but especially when you're alone on the fucking redway, what they call the redways, footpaths. He's got the mask on. He's got a cup of tea or cup of drink in one hand, which he would have walked from the train station. The nearest place would be the train station where they got I don't know, it's a Costa Coffee or Starbucks or one of them stupid fuckers, you know, like that. Anyway, so he's been walking down the redway for 15 minutes with a mask on, cup of tea in one hand, and a briefcase in the other. And as soon as I saw him, I said, "You dumb shit! What are you know?" Like this, you know, he probably heard me, but you know, I didn't really sort of make a big drama. I didn't want to, you know, get into a conversation with him because it struck me as stupid was. How the fuck are you going to drink a cup? You've been carrying this cup of tea for 15 minutes down the redway because you can't drink. I mean, you can't drink the tea because you're wearing a mask. You're going to have to put the briefcase under your arm, move the mask, drink your tea, put the mask back up, get your briefcase out, and then carry. You know. So anyway, that struck me as being particularly stupid, and I was mocking him from, you know, as I was going to work, and but yeah, I mean, he deserved being mocked. I called him a few choice names, which is probably wrong in hindsight because I'm one of these people. I kind of react without. Well, it's not that I react without thinking. It's just that I don't really have too much of a filter when something is outright stupid. Normally, I'll call somebody out on it and then deal with the consequences afterwards. Anyway, so that happened at like up, like 9 o'clock this morning. And but yeah, I see it all the time. People walking down the path with a mask on. There's nobody about, or they're in the car on their own with a mask on. Anyway. Hello. All right, I get to Rent a Ghost, 1975. Evening, Mark. Good to see you broadcasting again. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm having trouble loading videos again. Oh, he's a bastard, But once I get that fixed, I'll do some more videos. And actually, I did. I did film a video of me feeding the. I've got some nigger seeds, which I'd never heard of. I went into Wix's. I went in there to buy some seeds or some mealworms and stuff, and they got bags of what they call nigger seeds. How's it spelled? Yeah, because I've heard it's pronounced two different ways, or I've seen it spelt two different ways. Niger, that people call it Niger seeds. This is actually spelled Niger, nigger seeds. So, I thought, well, I'll buy it, so I bought a pack. It's bloody expensive, like a kilo, it's £2.50. So, I thought, I'll buy it. It turns out they're flower seeds, which I never knew. Somebody looked up for me on their super duper phone on the allotment, which is more than what I get to see. This is my shitty phone, Anyway, so they looked it up, and it turns out to be some kind of flower seeds, which only grow in like Ethiopia or someplace, I don't know. Anyway, but so to feed the chickens, and they seem to go for them. They didn't at first. I was a bit reluctant, but now they kind of go for it. So anyway, I did a video of that, but of course I can't load it. Let's see. Yeah, George C. Your remark on the calendar is exactly the same as I would say. Worth putting up with a puffy picture if it's half the price. Indeed, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, right, I'm no fag, all right, but I mean, having some dogs and kittens on your calendar is a bit puffy. But I figured nobody's, I mean, there's a difference between paying £3 and £6. So, nobody gets to see it, well, except for you lot now. But, Tony Barnes, hello to you. It's been a while, indeed. Yeah, I like doing the live streams, kind of, but that's the thing. It's like when I've got something to contribute. Tony Barnes, we need some chicken egg recipe videos. Curious to see the color of yolk and taste comparison compared to supermarkets. Yeah, I had a guy at work. Actually, he's the guy who owns the company. I was supplying him some eggs until he got into his head, because I told him that what I do, I give the chickens scrambled eggs, and he seemed to think that was cannibalism. And but before then, when he was eating the eggs, he complained that the eggs, there's no actual difference in flavour between that and the store-bought eggs, which I didn't tell him that they were any better tasting. I said they were better, they were fresher than store-bought, because store-bought you're looking at 2-3 weeks. You go buy some eggs, you've got about a week date on them. You have a look from the time you buy them till the expiry date. It's about a week. That's because they're 3 weeks old before they go into the shops. But my eggs are fresher. Mine are like 3 days old, 1, 2, or 3 days old instead of weeks old. So the flavor is not so much, but it's the freshness. But yeah. I mean, my chickens get lots of greenery from grass and cabbage and all kinds of stuff. Because I give them all that. So yeah, it's a good color yolk. So yeah, once I get the thing going again, I'll do. I've been perfecting how to not boil eggs. What are they doing? Poached eggs. Is it yeah, poached eggs. Okay, that's Tony Barnes. John Henry. I love Mark's remarks. Oh, that's his name. I thought that was a comment. That's his name. Mark Henry, brackets. I love Mark's remarks, end brackets. Dave, good to see you again, Mark. Thank you very much. It says, John Henry, do you go to the pub much? No, I don't. I actually went to a local pub about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. What it was, one of my fingers it was that middle one actually. It's what it was. It swelled up, and what it was, it swelled up. It was like, you imagine if you tied an elastic band around it and you trapped all the blood in it. It was like that. I mean, it hurt to bend it. It was like, because now I can close it, but before it was difficult to and it felt like it was stuffed with blood, just like if you put an elastic band around it, and if you to actually, it was oh shit, from there it was all right, but from there it hurt to touch, and up there it hurt to touch as well. I went into the doctor's, the GP, and I said, look, I haven't got an appointment, because I went after work. I don't got an appointment. But I don't care which one, whether it's my doctor, another doctor, I don't care who it is. Can I just sit there and wait for an opening to come up? He says, no. What you got to do, you got to piss off. You got to phone up and then you got to tell them what your ailment is down the phone, or leave a message with your ailment, and they'll contact you back, and the doctor will, or somebody, and they'll decide whether it's worth you coming in to see the doctor. Fuck. So yeah, so I went off. About 3 days later, it was starting to, hurt like fucking, I couldn't bend it or nothing, and I can still feel it now. Actually, it's a little bit. But after about 3 days, it seemed to settle down. I got no idea what happened. I mean, it really was. It swelled. I was saying to guys at work, does my fingers look? Can you see any? Oh yeah, that middle one looks swelled up. It did. Anyway, so the doctors don't give a shit. You imagine phoning up. I'm a taxpayer, right? They want me to phone up, tell them what my ailment is, and they're like, yeah, nah, you can't come in, piss off, work it out yourself. Or, and they'll decide over the phone whether you're eligible to come in, Fuck, I'm a taxpayer. I'll come in and, when I want to see a doctor, that's when anyway. So anyway, to your point, to your question, was he gone? I've lost it now. Oh shit! Somebody asked me if I go to the John Henry. There you do go. So no, so I went in to the doctor's, got turned away, and then I thought, right, well, while I'm here, I'll go in and have a pint of lager in the pub. And while I was in there, I had a look at the menu. Thought, and of course they don't have the all-day breakfast, which is on the, so I had some gammon and chips and peas, I think. But yes, so I went in there, had some luncheon. They're doing a deal, like 2 dinners. I didn't eat 2 dinners, but 2 dinners for like 10 quid, 11 quid, something like that. So that was the last time I went in. Before then, it's been, I don't know, can't remember the last time I went into the pub. Jake Lewis, I'm working from home and don't want to go back to the office. Is bliss being away from my workmates? I can imagine. Yeah. Well, remember what happened with that guy? Well, what was it? Must be 6 months ago now. The owner of the company fired like a couple of hundred people all over text. It was over the text or email or something, because what they were doing, they were all away from the office, working from home, only they weren't working at home. They were treating it as a fucking paid holiday, right? He cottoned onto this and fired the whole lot of them, a couple of hundred of them. So watch yourself. After she was on the panel, joking, such a fake. Oh, what's that, Jace? John Henry. Yeah. Well, I think, my camera still works, and I seem to be able to record stuff. It's just getting it from the camcorder into the computer. It's the settings are all fucked. For some reason, I must have hit a wrong button, and now I can't find how to put it back. It's bastard. Anyway, so that's that. All right, so that's that dozy Chinaman. walking down the path for 15 minutes with a briefcase in one hand, cup of tea in the other, while wearing a mask. You see that. Oh, I tell you what, you see that all the time. Talking about stupid people. I've been thinking about this. It's over the last. This is over the last 2 months, right? There's been 3 occasions. I've discussed this before, where people will be walking. You watch them. You stand at the bus stop up the city centre. You see them on their phone, texting away while crossing a road, or texting away while crossing a road with a pram, or not paying attention to the roads. There's been 3 occasions where I've been. One of them, I was on the way to this shop, and I'm walking down the path, and there was a girl, probably teenager, school kid. She was walking toward, not at me, but walking in my general direction, and I can see her out of my peripheral vision as I'm walking to the shop, and she's texting away, and suddenly she's like, "Look." She was about 4 feet away from walking into a hedge while texting on her phone. What a dummy. And because she caught the hedge out of her peripheral, like this. Yeah, I swear to Christ, she had to be 5 feet from walking into a shrubbery while texting on the phone. There was the other one was I'm walking from the shop, okay, and there's this girl, another teenage dummy, right? She walks past me up the slope, up the hill. She's on the text, doing the text. She crosses it because I'm watching her because I'm thinking, shit, I wonder if she's gonna look. She walked across the road, and then how these rental scooters, right? We got like 2 companies here in Milton Keynes that rent them, a green one and an orange one. Anyway, you rent them with your phone. And what people do, they drive down, right? And what they do, I've had enough. Leave it in the middle of the fucking path, right? So you've got to walk around. And what happens is eventually they fall over, and then you've got to climb over them. Anyway, so somebody had done this. They had fallen over. She's texting while walking past me, crosses the road, and then actually steps on this fallen scooter, nearly losing her footing. She managed to catch herself, but she didn't trip over it, but she stepped on it, and he's like, "Oh Jesus!" And then she caught herself and managed to keep upright. And but because she was on her phone, how the fuck do you fall over something in the middle of the path like that? So they're always, because the thing is, I've gotten you see it so often now. To keep an eye on this person, because when you see somebody walking up the path and they're on the phone, to watch them. You think, what if they're going to look when they cross the road? But sometimes they're like, yeah, okay, carry on while they're crossing a road. And sometimes it's fun just to watch them to see if they do fall over stuff like this scooter, or walk into a bush. And the third one, I shit you not, I'm walking down the road and there was a guy. This wasn't a kid. This was like a 40-year-old man. He's texting away, and he was walking toward me on the path. And it was it's only when he got about 6 feet away, he was like, oh Jesus, all right. And then he moved around. And I was wearing my full orange high-vis coat. That's how dumb this guy was, that he was only 6 feet away from walking into me wearing my orange high-vis coat, which I think, for some of you, I think you've seen the coat on the allotment. It's what you've seen, a high-vis orange coat with the fucking high-vis stripes. What the Christ do you have to do not to get people to walk into you, So anyway, there's 3 dummies that, but yeah, you see it all the time, people crossing the road, people, it gets me when you see people with a pram in one hand while texting in the other, or people just pissing around on their phone. They're not even doing anything. They're scrolling. Meanwhile, they got their kid there. Just talk to your kid, for Christ's sake. Get off the sodding, whatever it is you're looking at. Scroll. Have a conversation with your kid. But Yeah, George C. Yeah, the scooters are a constant hazard. You know, people just the thing is, I get this in the place that I'm working. Like with the scooters, somebody will scooting along. They don't need it anymore. Just leave it where it is. Don't bother taking it off to the side of the path. No, just leave it in the middle of the path. We got some dumb shits where I work. Right, there's only like fucking 8 people in the building, right? But the thing is, when in all the warehouses I've been at, right, usually it's big places, John Lewis, Tesco, there's big ones. You've got like 200 guys there. The thing is, what you don't do is if a guy's using a bit of machinery, you don't walk up and fucking take it, right? You ask him, "Can I borrow this for 5 minutes?" Yeah, okay. You don't, but that's what they do at this place. They'll see you using something. If you turn your back, I'll fucking wheel it away. I have to chase them. I say, no, no, because there's 3 pump trucks. There's only one, two, three, four. I mean, there's 4 of us that are actually on the shop floor, who would really use a pump truck. And there's 4 of us, and there's 3 pump trucks. So there's never any need to. So what they do, yeah, they'll just take it, and then they don't bring the bastard back, So of course, when they take your so if I'm using a pallet truck, I'm wheeling it up the little ramp to get onto the shrink rack machine. If you turn your back and they take it, that means that you have to wait for them to bring it back, which half the time they don't. They'll just fucking leave it wherever they don't need it anymore, or you've got to go hunt for the one that they should have had. It's yeah. And then I like they are because I'm always telling them, no, listen, it's in use. Go find the other one. So yeah, that's what it's like on the scooters, and so yeah, what you can do, you can get some dummies around that no consideration. That's what it is, and it's strange. Well, it's not strange because in the big warehouses, you don't get away with that. You don't get away with fucking running off with somebody's bit of machinery. You don't get away with dumping a pallet in the walkway where people have to climb over it to get from one place to another. They don't put up with that shit. Here they do because they're not pulled up. But remember, this is the place where they lift people up and down on the forks. So what are you going to do? Oh, that was it. Well, the thing is, also, what because we spoke about this on the last one, right? About the health and raising people up left, on the forks, which is against, safety is against training. I'm one of the only people who actually wear every day, all day, a high vis vest. It's because it's not mandatory here for some reason, but everywhere else I've ever worked at, you wear one. Otherwise, you get sent home. And it's good policy, and it's good practice to it's good behaviour to wear it. So I wear it. Right, the others don't. I everywhere I've ever worked, safety shoes. I wear safety shoes. The others wear trainers. Now, a kid, not kid, a young guy, I guess he must be 25. What was it? Yesterday, he got his foot hit by something that he was, a pallet truck or something like this, and it ripped his nail off because he was wearing trainers. And I told him, listen, you got no comeback. If you don't wear trainers, you can buy a pair of safety boots for the same price as a pair of trainers. You go to the market. It ripped his nail off. He had to go. I think he's got the doctor, and to get some pills or something. But yeah, apparently he's ripped it off. I had the same thing when I was at Burger King. Half ripped a nail off on them. It's bastard. But that's what happens. When you don't enforce health and safety rules, people get injured. And what are you going to do? It's like they're not particularly bothered. The people that do it are not particularly bothered. Supervisors not particularly bothered, and this is what happens. People get injured. I mean, the lighting is pretty bad in some places, So I mean, if you're wearing black trousers with a black jacket, and it's you're not invisible, but I mean, you're definitely not. You don't stand out like you would if you're wearing a vest. Yeah, and that's what happens. Some poor fucker got his nail ripped off his foot. He said they don't wear flip flops. Indeed, Love a Burger King. Oh, Dwayne Nibley. That's a new name, I think. Dibley, John D. Dibley, Barry, madness, indeed. Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. It's see, I don't know whether it's I'm old. I jokingly call it old school, or I'm from the school they tore down to build the old school. Some silly shit like that. But I I wouldn't even go in every job I go to. If I need to, I'll buy a new pair of safety shoes. But I would not. It wouldn't dawn on me to walk into a building, a warehouse, or go to work in a warehouse, knowing that there are pallet trucks, forklifts running around, all kinds of heavy shit flying around, without safety shoes. It wouldn't occur to me not to go. It wouldn't occur to me ever to walk in there and go to work with trainers, because I've been wearing safety shoes for so long. It's what you do. And same with this. I actually went to work for a guy. There was a house that the roof set on fire like 2 years ago, and so 2 years later we go in. Fucking place had 2 years of rain and snow and shit in there, and so we had to go in and strip the place out. This was like on a mini building site, like you got a row of houses, one of them's without a roof. We had to strip it out before the council come in and I guess put a new roof on there. I show up. Of course, I'm wearing my shoes, which I would imagine the others are wearing boots and stuff. I was the only one with a safety vest, and this is like a big warehouse. This is a private company. A man, hiring some guys to do some demolition. Oh, this is where I was doing that, that drilling machine above. I was talking about that, getting the fireplace, the machine with a pole to chip away the fireplace. I was the only one with a high vis vest, because it didn't dawn on me. It never occurred to me not to wear it. Anyway, but that's what you do. And that's what happens. And I told the kid, I said, listen, you got no comeback. You can't go and you can't claim sick pay, workman's comp, or nothing, because you fucked up. You were not wearing safety shoes, which you bloody well should know to do. So if you go off sick, if you have your fucking toe cut off from the doctors, you got no comeback, because not just this firm, but any firm in the country will say, well, very sorry, you should have been wearing your safety boots. Very sorry, you should have been wearing your hard hat. You should have been wearing your gloves. You should have been doing this. You shouldn't be on the forks. It's your own fault if you start pissing about. But that's the thing, people get away with it because it's so lax. If I walked in there tomorrow with a pair of trainers, Bermuda shorts, and no high vis or nothing, nobody would. Well, there are a few words to say, but no, I wouldn't get sent home. They wouldn't give me any shit for it. Oh, Tony Barnes. How's the onion plants? Actually, it's tomato plants. If you type in Mark's remarks tomato plants, you'll see the last batch from last year. I've still got a load of seeds. I've got loads of them. When the weather warms up a little bit, I'll get some more tomato plants going on my windowsill over there. Some fucker reported me, and I got the whole lot demonetized. All those tomato plant videos demonetized. What can you do? You can't even grow tomatoes in the kitchen. Anyway, so yeah, they weren't onions, they were tomato. But anyway, if anybody wants to see them, and the old batch, you can see a few videos of. I'll tell you what, they were really strange because they were, they were sticky. There's big furry things on them, and they were sticky as hell. It's like you're rubbing your fingers. You got to prise your fingers apart. Tony Barnes, they're ready for smoking. Yeah, well, you could try smoking the tomato plants. You never know. Okay. Oh, my eyes are going to be funny. Dwayne Dibley. Can I get a shout out to Squat Juice, please? Squat Juice. Shout out for you. Barry. It's like wearing football boots to play snooker. I think he's probably talking to somebody else there, I think. Barry, from a bit higher up. Mark, when you end up with a corpse on the shop floor, then they will listen to you. Indeed. I'll tell you what, it's because when I complained about the practice of lifting people up, they said, well, listen, we've been doing this for the last 15 years. Nobody's had an accident like this. Like, yeah, you know, I've been walking across busy roads for 52 years. I've never been hit by a car. Doesn't mean that it's not going to happen tomorrow, but that's the mentality they had at the work, it hasn't happened in 15 years, so what the fuck, but yeah, you're right, it's when somebody gets injured, that's when things start happening. Barry, do you mean weed plants? No, I'm sure they were tomato plants, although they never grew any tomatoes. But yeah, have a look. Mark's Remarks tomato plants. You'll see them. The big bushy, little, lots of stickiness on it. Oh, I tell you, you'd like it'd be sticky. You smell it. Oh, he was smelling to high heaven. It was, Anyway, yeah. Yeah, right. I'm going to get to what I want to do is I want to start having a discussion regarding the shenanigans going on in Canada. Now, I follow the American and the Canadian news. Oh, the laid back snake. Where have you been? I've been planning on making videos again. Yeah, once I figure out how to get the camera to load stuff, I'll be doing more videos. Oh, Mad Maz is in the house. Yeah, it talks about the doomsday stock. Yeah, businesses that we. I tell you what, though. Yeah, anybody interested? I can't even remember what were they. It's in my playlist. All right, go into the playlist. It'll be doomsday stock, prepper stock. I can't remember. Might be doomsday, but it's about what to stock and how to stock and what to look for when you're stocking stuff. Now the thing is, remember the last bullshit we had when the Chinese plague hit us? You remember they had a big run on bog rolls down the shops. You couldn't get them for love nor money. Now that the shops are fairly well back to normal, now is the time. See, it's no good. It's no good waiting till it all hits the fan, then start running down there and climbing over people trying to buy canned goods and bog roll and fuck knows what else, right? That's not when you do it. You do it when the going's good. You do it when you're in regular work, say, and you got regular disposable cash, or you do it when the shops have the in plentiful supply. You don't do it when there's a big fight for stuff on the shelves. You do it when there's plenty. That's when you stock up. Now I've got a boatload of I've got everything in there. I'll get everything from bog rolls to soaps to laundry powder to dishwashing liquid. What I do, well, actually, go onto the Doomsday Prep. You'll see all that. I've decanted them into bottles to reduce the footprint on the shelves. Because you imagine if you've got boxes of laundry powder, that takes a lot of space. So what I did, decant 5 boxes into a 5-liter. I haven't got one to show you. Anyway, a 5-liter water bottle, right? That's the laundry. Dishwashing, washing up liquid. You get 4 of those bottles. You pour them into a 2-liter bottle, and then you've got your 2-liter bottle, which has got a small footprint on your shelf. You take that and you decant it into your bottle every couple of months when you need to. You keep 1 bottle on your sink, and you keep 2 liters of it. I've got about 10 liters of washing up liquid. Yeah, I've got about 5 2-liter bottles. As well as that's 10 liters of washing up liquid. I've got 2 5-liter bottles of laundry powder. So that's 10 liters of laundry powder. Anyway, you'll see it on my doomsday prepping videos. Yeah, have a look at that. Anyway, so yeah, so now's the time, and I tell you what, though, the way things are going, you need to stock up on stuff, tin goods, your toothbrushes, all the things that people don't seem to, because you go into prepping videos, there's lots of them, and they're all talking about canned goods, pasta, rice, batteries. Batteries are a big fucking waste as well. Don't bother with batteries. Buy solar panel stuff. I've got a wind. I used to have a solar panel radio. It was in the car that I had to get when I got rid of it. Fuck knows where that went. But anyway, it was a radio which you wind up. Okay, no need for batteries. I've got a torch over there which I use. It's a wind up torch or flashlight. No need for batteries. You can get anything. Pretty much anything you need. Shit, you can even get little mini refrigerators that are solar powered. Because batteries don't last forever. You put them on the shelf, yeah, they'll last a few years, but I mean they gradually decrease in energy. It just dissipates. Wind up or solar panel. No need for batteries. That's the kind of thing that the preppers don't tell you about. Anyway, yeah, let me tell you, right? So I've been watching this shenanigans, this bullshit with Justin Trudeau, which I tell you it's maddening to watch. The thing is with Justin Trudeau, for anybody who's been watching the Canadian thing with the truckers, it's funny because every time Justin Trudeau comes on, if he pops into my head, I always start thinking of the song from the comedian Roy Chubby Brown. He does a lot of singing as well, and he's got this one particular song because it's I can't remember the whole song, but it's basically the idea is he sings, "I'm a cunt, I'm a cunt, I'm a C-U-N-T cunt, with a broken teeth on my ugly face." That's what I think about when I see Justin Trudeau on the television, and that song pops into my head because he's a cunt. And Roy Chubby Brown's song pops into my head when he's around because he is a fucking asshole. Anyway, you'll know if you've been watching, right? Justin Trudeau. How he's managed to get away with what he was doing, because for those who don't know, right, but the truckers, that they're a bit cheesed off with having to be forced with the Chinese plague vaccinations and restrictions and all the rest of it, which apparently 90 odd percent of them have been vaccinated, but then they're against having to be forced to be vaccinated and all the restrictions. So what they've done, they've lined all their trucks in Ottawa, in Canada, lined them up for the last couple, almost 2 weeks, I think. Blocking the thing, stopping goods from coming in and going, backwards and forwards around the country and over to America. And that's the thing. Justin Trudeau, as soon as this happened, him and his family hightailed it off to safety for their own safety. The big fag he is, right? And then he finally come back, and instead of talking with the truckers, finding out what they want, how can we resolve this, he went straight from 0 to 60, went straight in and implemented what they call martial law. Now, this is funny because I had a heated discussion with somebody, my mum's boyfriend, in fact. We're in the car, and of course, that's the worst thing you can do with anybody is to start talking politics, because this started to get a bit fucking heated in the car. And I said to him, because I was talking about the Canadian pastor who got arrested for having a Sunday service in his church. He got arrested for it. Other people have got arrested, and I was talking about, what they're doing is they're shutting down businesses. They're not allowing people in to have the restaurants open. They're arresting people who are fucking sitting in the park without a mask, having Sunday services, priests and all that. And I said, the next thing you know, there'll be martial law, and it's like immediately that kicked that off. Whoa, yeah, and I was full of shit, and I don't know what I'm talking about and all this lot. Less than 2 weeks later, martial law, and it's you know, I mean, I had a fairly good idea what martial law was, but now I'm starting to learn there's a little bit more involved. You know, I mean, I realized it was talking about giving the police powers, greater powers of arrest, greater authority to be fucking with people, possibly bringing in the army, putting a lot of restrictions in. No, you cannot assemble here, all this kind of stuff. I had no idea it included freezing your bank account. Anybody involved in the trucking, in the peaceful protest. Of course, there's Trudeau. Justin Trudeau, dickhead, is likening them to Nazis, of course, which is the go-to slanderous word. If you don't like somebody, call them Nazis. End of story. Anyway, he's likening the peaceful protest. These are people who are having fucking barbecues and bouncy castles, for Christ's sakes, in their along the street, and calling them Nazis. So that he implemented martial law, which means that the police can go in there, and they're standing there, sticks in hand, you know, and they're waiting to fucking bash people, which they've been doing. They're freezing bank accounts of people who were taking part in the protest, peaceful protest, and also they're chasing people who donated money to the peaceful protest. You know, I'll tell you what though, there was half the outcry when they were, you know, when the BLM hooligans were burning buildings down in the city. You remember that idiot reporter standing in front of a burning building. Yeah, well, they're mostly peaceful protesters while he's standing in front of a burning courthouse. So they're freezing bank accounts, they're towing away lorries, they're taking away licenses. And the other thing is also what they're doing with the freezing bank accounts. What they're doing is they're going to the banks and saying to them, I think they, for what I understood, they sort of like politely ask them, if you feel the need, go ahead and welcome to freeze any bank accounts of people who are, that we don't like the opinion of, who are protesting. Go ahead if you want to. And of course, banks are doing it. It's the same thing when I had I was likening it to when I was at the Argos, when I had some disagreements with the management when I was at the Argos head office here in Milton Keynes. What they would do, because they couldn't get to me, they would go to the restaurant upstairs and tell them that to ban me from the restaurant. It had what was happening downstairs had no fucking business doing up with the restaurant, but they went upstairs to the restaurant and said, and of course they're like, okay, if I was the restaurant manager, I said, no, I fucking love Mark. He gives me money. This is what the banks should be doing with the truckers. When Trudeau and his fucking cronies go to the banks and say, would you please cancel the bank accounts, freeze the bank accounts of anybody in the processing that we don't like, the banks should be able to say, should have said, no, they pay us money every month. We love money. That's why we're here. We're fucking not touching their bank accounts. They've been valued customers. They got mortgages with us. They got bank loans with us. They put their monthly checks, wage checks in with us. We love money. No, we're leaving them alone. But no, they're like, okay, yeah. And then these poor fuckers are getting their bank accounts frozen. And I tell you what, anybody from Canada or anybody, who's in a position, I tell you what I would be doing if I was a Canadian and I was in Canada, even if I had nothing to do with the truckers or the protesting or any of this, and I found out that my bank were freezing accounts of the truckers, I would be going into the bank manager and I'd be saying, excuse me, is it right? Am I correct that you are freezing the accounts of people who are peacefully protesting? If he says yes, I say, right, well, I'd like a fucking printout of every transaction that I pay direct debits to. I want it on a bit of paper, and then I'm pissing off down the road and I'm going to open up an account with them. So you close my account, I'm going over there. And imagine if enough people do that, if I don't know, 250,000 people, 500,000 people, did that, whether they're anything to do with the truckers or not, the banks would be shitting themselves. If 500,000 people over the weekend closed their accounts and went over to a rival bank who said, "No, we love truckers, we love money. Let's work. Let's see if we can work a deal." No, I'll tell you, fuck the banks and any bank manager who allows his bank to freeze truckers' bank accounts. And I tell you what, like I say, and if I found out, I'm gonna, I doubt it would be, because I know that banks in one country have banks in other countries, just like shops do, but they call them a different, they'll have a shop here and a shop in America or somewhere, but they call it two different names. I'm wondering whether banks have, say for example, I'm with the Barclays Bank, right? And I'm wondering whether Barclays, I'm wondering if they have Barclays over in Canada. If anybody knows, can they let me know? So I haven't been looking at the comments for a short while, but if anybody knows whether Barclays are in Canada, if I find out, then it'll be the only way to hurt the banks and to stop their things from, because is to vote with your feet. That they want your money. And if 1 million people stop their bank accounts, what do you got to do? It's very simple. I've done it in the past. I've changed banks. All you got to do is go in and say, I would like a printout of every direct debit, every company I give standing order to. If you're paying money to the catalog, you're paying your milk bill, or and everything that goes in and out of your bank account, you get a printout and you take this to a rival bank and they just move it over. I'll tell you, if I still had a mortgage with a bank who treated these truckers like that, I would change it, because I've changed mortgage lenders. It's not a big deal. You were in a if you're in a contract, it's a little bit difficult, because you're in a 5 or 10 year contract with a bank. You got to but as soon as that's over, as soon as your mortgage may not be finished, but the contract is up, so then you renegotiate. Say, like, okay, I'll take out another 5-year stretch with you for this amount of interest. Then you just change lenders. Another bank will buy the loan or buy your mortgage, and you pay them instead of the original view. That's how that works. So yeah, I would fuck the banks, if they're gonna be fucking with people, because the thing is, I mean, on the one hand, people may be looking, yeah, it's the truckers, it's nothing to do with us, but no, it's the truckers now. In America, it's the parents. Okay, because of course what they're doing now is, again, what they do, anybody they don't like, brand them a Nazi. Anybody they don't agree with, call them a terrorist. That's what they're doing with parents. When the parents go to a school meeting and complain that we're not happy with the bullshit that you're teaching our children, they get called domestic terrorists. This is happening because because that's what's happened. That they something happens in the past, they bring out a law. Okay, well, this is how we're going to deal with terrorists. Great, we want to deal with terrorists. Trouble is now they call everybody terrorists. Just like the truckers, they're calling them Nazis. They're calling them domestic terrorists. And the parents who are sticking up for their children, they're calling them domestic terrorists. So that means that they can get arrested. What if they freeze the bank accounts of the parents who complained at the school meetings? Because given them the title of domestic terrorists, freeze their bank accounts. Yeah, they won't be making trouble anymore for us. It could be anything. It could be, say you're not happy with remember in the old days when they used to go on, companies used to go on strike. You get a load of guys outside the building, placards and all this kind of stuff. Just like the truckers, if you're out in the street demonstrating that you're not happy with the conditions at work, you're not happy with the pay, you're not happy with this, you're not happy with that, and you want to put a peaceful complaint in, all they're going to do is brand you. This is Trudeau, under the law, under what he's the Terrorism Act, he's bringing in martial law, a peaceful protest. He could name people going on strike as domestic terrorists, freeze their accounts, go in, put their children into care, see how long they want to protest when that, yeah, that's the mentality, because if he gets away with it now, which it looks like he may have, because what he's done, he's sent in the Gestapo, get sent in the police. They're beating up people, they're trampling fucking people and horses. Yeah, I mean, the last time I seen people getting trampled by police horses was during the say the 90s, the 80s and 90s, when they had football riots, when they were all over the place. They'd send in the police horses to trample people. The coal miners here in England, when Thatcher was around, the coal miners went on strike. They had horses that would go into crowds, disperse the crowds, basically just run people over. That's how that worked. But they were fucking proper riotous crowds, not like the peaceful truckers who were, they're dancing, they're playing music and instruments, they're having barbecues and bouncy castles. I shit you not, they've had bouncy castles up there for the kids. But yeah, this is what Trudeau has done. So he's gone in, sent in the police. Apparently, what they're doing is they're bashing people, throwing them into a van, taking their details, stopping their accounts, driving them 20 miles away and kicking them out. I mean, this is unconfirmed, but a number of people have said, oh, yeah, they drive us 20 miles away, kick us out, without arrest, Oh, and the other thing, what they were doing is when you get arrested, they told them, if you get arrested and you have a dog with you, which a lot of people do, we're going to take your dog, and if there's nobody to collect it in a week, well, the dog will be disposed of. Though I think there was talk about sending your kids into care, unless somebody can be can be taken off their hands, while you're being arrested. They threatened them all with all this fucking shit. This is what it's like. And it's funny how Trudeau just likened the peaceful demonstrators with Nazis, and the Confederate flag was mentioned, even though nothing of this sort was going on. They're all peaceful. But it's Trudeau who is acting how I see what from all the documentaries that I've seen on the Nazis, which has, been a few. I like, every now and again, I like watching documentaries on the war and Hitler and the Gestapo and, how things were done. I like watching history channels. But it's Trudeau who is acting like a Nazi, okay? From you start from the beginning. You're in control of a political party. You arrest everybody who you disagree with, all right? You stop anybody doing peaceful protests who goes against what your party is for. You have them arrested. You have their livelihood taken away. You confiscate their lorries, their belongings. You take away their license. You get the banks to freeze their. Remember this. Everything what I've just said has pretty much happened with the Nazis. Remember, arresting and persecuting other parties who disagree with you. Okay, both him and Hitler. Confiscating property and livelihoods, and which is now it's confiscating lorries, cancelling driver's licenses and insurances for your lorries, taking your lorry, taking away your license to operate a vehicle, freezing bank accounts. That's what used to happen with the Jews. They would take their businesses away from them, freeze their bank accounts, steal all their assets, steal their, their house. They no longer own the house and their belongings. They'd be sent off to live in the ghetto, live in the in the ghettos there before they were shipped out and dealt with. but yeah, he's doing the same as the Nazis, confiscating property, confiscating businesses, or at least stopping you from having a business by basically taking away your license and your insurances to operate vehicles, freezing bank accounts. That's happened. Um, having and also having you think it's an accident that the and also talk about fucking theft was stealing money, right? uh the pay what not pay as you go, what do they call that, you know what, the GoFundMe, that and another one that was similar. They got millions of pounds or dollars, I think in the region of 8 to 10 million, donated through GoFundMe. Oh yeah, they stopped that, right? And what were they were doing? Because GoFundMe decided, oh no, we don't agree with where the money's going. So what we're going to do, we're going to stop, and then we're going to give the money to charities of our choosing. Yeah, fucking Black Lives Matter, fucking wankers. That's who they would have given the money to, but that got stopped, and because it's unlawful to fucking steal money like that. So what they had to do was to give it all back. The people gave it right back to a different company who were collecting money. That got frozen. So, and they're trying to steal that as well. So, yeah, if anybody's acting like the Nazis, it's Trudeau. And yeah, so and then of course they sent in the Gestapo to start bashing people, which they, they were standing in line with the sticks in their hand. They were waiting to fucking get the word to go in, and also trampling people. Some old woman in a mobility walker, she got trampled, which, as far as I can see, like I said, like the last time I saw that happening was during proper riots when the hooligans, football hooligans, were running riot. And again with the with coal miners, yeah, they would send the horses in and riot shields and all that stuff. Yeah, so it was all the world is going to shit, and of course the only way to of course the only way to deal with this, yeah, I mean, because by all accounts he's got no business enacting martial law. I mean, this law has been on the books. I think I can't remember how long it was. 25 years or something, 20 years. They put it on there, but it's never been used up till now, So what are you going to do? So, yeah, so no, it's very likely he'll get voted out, but who knows what. But yeah, the only way to deal with people like this, like I say, with the bank accounts, if you have, or if any Canadians have an account with a bank who are doing this to the truckers, if it was me, I'd change banks. The banks depend on you for their business. If a million people walked in their bank and said, I'm not putting up with this, I don't fucking agree with this bullshit, and also, the people, if insurance companies, at the moment, the government of they're confiscating or cancelling, licenses and insurances and all this. So the truckers, they take the truck away and then take their ability to drive the truck that they don't have anymore. Change insurance companies. Say no. I'm going with it. I mean, it's like not like the place is short of. What are you going to do when you phone up? When you go for a quote, say, I'm interested in a quote for my car. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, how do you stand on cancelling? Are you dealing with do you have truckers, and have you cancelled any truckers? Insurances? And they say, well, yeah, we stand for cancelling the trucker. Well, thank you very much. Fuck off and go to one of the other 50 insurance people, for the anyway. Yeah, well, we've got a bunch of people who listen to my rant. The comments have stopped for a while. We've got Brian. What's this? Message deleted. Oh, somebody's had their comment deleted. Oh, Dave says, I have lots of stuff under the stairs, flour, water, tuna, yeah, canned tomatoes, toiletries, corned beef, yeah, lots of stuff, enough for months. Indeed. Well, the trick is, this is something that I tried to explain to my mum, but it doesn't compute. The trick is, you see, what she does, she'll just go, oh yeah, that looks good. Buy some bullshit, some lentils. Buy some. What she does, she'll go buy a load of lentils, which nobody will eat. She'll go buy a load of rice. She'll go buy a load of dried pasta, but no water to cook it with. What if the water goes? What if the water's contaminated? You need water to cook this fucking shit. So yeah, it's good that you've got water there. But what I try to explain to her, which a lot of people, I don't know whether a lot of people may realize this, the trick is, because as far as I can see, is figure out what one person will eat per day. Okay, in the morning, say it all goes to hell and the water's off, the electric's out, you're reduced to tins. Okay, you got nothing but tins, for example. All right, what kind of all right, in the morning. In the morning, you might have, say, a tin of beans, which you heat on a campfire or something. Right, tin of beans for breakfast. Come lunchtime, you've got some bread, you've got some tins of soup, stuff. Some. In the evening, you've got a tin meat, you've got a tin of peas, tin of sweet corn to throw in with the meat, and blah blah blah. You figure out what a person will eat during a day, times that by how many days you want to plan for, or I want to plan for 3 months, so that this is what I eat per day. So I have to times that by 90, because that's how many days are in 3 months. Okay, so I am going to eat this. I need this amount of cans to last me for 3 months, and then you times that by how many people in the house who, so if there's 3 people, so you got, th- 3 cans per person per day for 90 days, times that by how many people. So that's something to look out for. It's good that you've got a good selection by the sounds of it. Was that Dave? Flour, yes. If you know how you can make your own, say your own bread, your own whatever you make with flour. What they call them, tortillas, chapatis, and all that kind of stuff with flour. Flour's good. Probably make some biscuits. I don't know. Anyway, so you got flour. You've got water for drinking and for mixing with the flour and all the rest of it. Tuna's good in protein. Good, yeah. Canned tomatoes, yeah. Tomatoes, peas, sweet corn, any veg in a can. Any veg in a can is good. Toiletries, indeed. On my doomsday preparing videos, I go in for toiletries. I go in for the bog roll, the laundry powder, washing up liquid, soaps. I bought a load of soaps to put in the storage. I must have 50 bars. What I'll do, I'll use them over a time. And last time I did, I had a bunch. I gave a bunch away to somebody when we, months and months ago to, that and a whole bunch of bog rolls and wash up liquids and stuff. They were caught unawares because of the shortage in the shelves, and so I gave her a bunch. So I've been using the soaps. I was down to my last 25 bars. I went out and I bought. I bought about. They come in. I buy the 3 packs, three bars in a pack from Poundland for £1. So I bought like 10 of those at 30 bars. So I'm up to about 50, 60 bars or something. But yeah, toothpaste, toothbrushes, stuff. But people that stuff that don't realize that those cloths, those sponges to clean the dishes. If you can't clean your dishes and your cutlery, you've got to eat off of dirty plates. So that's going to lead to health issues. So all these things, it's all good. So it sounds like you got a good thing going there, Dave. But yeah. Check out my doomsday. You might get some ideas on how to. What to look out for, and Poundland is a good place. But also, if you want to stock up on your flour, your tuna, your tin tomatoes, your toiletries, cornbread, shop brands. That's where it's at. Go for premium brands. you can, like the tin veg. You can buy tin of peas for like 20, 22 pence. It's been a while, but for 20 something pence for a tin of peas. All shop brands. Just so yeah, check out the lower shelf. Basil Forty says home bargains. Yeah, home bargains, Poundland, Pound Stretcher, all these stuff, all these shops go for the shop brand. Because basically, like I tell everybody, I went to the years ago. I went to the shop with my brother Carl, and of course he's buying Green Giant sweet corn, and I said, Carl, I can get 2.5 tins for the same price as your 1 tin. I tell people, how badly can they fuck up a tin of sweet corn? Go for the cheaper one. I mean, things like things like beans. I've discussed this on my channel. I've reviewed shop brand beans. Beans, yeah, because Heinz beans put a bit more sugar, a bit more sweetener in it to make it taste, get more a bit of a fruity, bit more of a tomatoey flavor in their sauce. What do you do? Instead of paying £1 for a tin of fucking Heinz beans, you get your 25 pence tin of beans, your shop brand, your co-op shop brand, any shop brand, you get your 20, 22, 25p bag. Put a squirt of ketchup in there. Put a sachet of ketchup in there, a squirt from a bottle of ketchup in there, mix it around, bang. It's more, it's back up to more tomatoey flavor. You can turn a cheap shitty, because it's the same bean, the haricot bean. There's no difference in the beans. Haricot beans, they both use the same. The only difference is the sauce. So you put ketchup with the cheap beans in the sauce, you turn it into an extra good flavor. That's how you turn cheap into the expensive brand. Jake Lewis, I don't know. What do I spend on food per week? I don't know. You see, the thing is, I don't. What I'll do. I've got 2 freezers. I've got one over there in the chest freezer. Well, I've got three freezers actually. I've got the chest fridge freezer in the kitchen. You can't store hardly anything in the drawers there, but I use that. I've got a chest freezer specifically for vegetables. Okay, because what I do, a lot of people, they pile it all in. You got to fucking pull 6 bags of veg to try and find the meat pies, or you got to pull out 8 bags of fish fingers. You got some nuggets. You got a pork chop. You got to pull out 8 things just to find a bag of sweet corn in the bottom. I was finished with that, so now I've got one freezer for vegetables. So I just open it up. Right, there's vegetables there. Just got to dive in, and the other freezer is specifically for meat products. Everything from pies to chicken nuggets to fish fingers to steaks to pork chops, chicken breast, anything meat goes in there. So I just go in there. Right, there's meat. That's all there is. So it's easy as hell just to find what you want. Oh yeah. So what I do is I wait for. I try and use it as down. I try to get as far down in the bottom of the freezer I could get. And then what I do, I'll just go to either Iceland or Farm Foods. I'll go in there and I'll spend. Actually, I worked it last time. It took, I think it was about 120 quid to fill up the meat freezer. I think it's about 120 quid. About that. Okay, so then the old shit that's in the bottom, put that in a bag, put the new stuff in. Really, back in my days when I used to, picking orders at Tesco, you've got to make use of every square inch in your cage when you're putting products in there around the warehouse. That training coming useful because it's like that in the freezer. You're trying to make use of every square inch in your freezer to try and make sure, because otherwise you won't get the lid shut. So anyway, put all the new stuff in there. What I'll do, I'll go to the shop. I've got to get the bus. I've got to do like 3 trips. I'll spend 50 quid, and then another 20, 30 quid. And then put the old stuff on the top. Hopefully use that first, and that's how that works. So I don't really have a weekly. And then what I do, I subsidize it. If I'm in the co-op and I go in there at a certain time and I get a £9 joint for 3 quid. I'll take that and I'll put that in the freezer. And then subsidize it with, the bread, the milk, all the other shit that you buy, the perishables. That's what I buy, on a weekly sort of basis. But as for the freezers, no, I just do one. I spend the whole day just doing 3 trips on the bus with my wheelie trolley, and I just do it all at once, and then that'll do me for another 3-4 months. And then when the veg one drops down, I'll do the same thing. I'll just do, I'll spend, I'll get, 20, 30 bags of mixed veg, put that in the freezer, put the old shit on the top, and hopefully use that first. Yeah, so that works. Yeah, or veg, jacket, chips or roast potatoes and mixed veg, all the sweet corn, all the bags. Yeah, but not Poundland, Farm Foods or Iceland. You get some bargains if you buy multiple bags of sweet, veg. So anyway, so that's what I do. So yeah, so yeah, it'll last 3-4 months, 5 months maybe. Basil Faulty, yeah, I do buy some shop brands, though some do taste a bit naff. Well, that's the thing. When it comes to tinned veg, veg is veg. It's just got a different label on it. Like I'm always saying, how badly can they fuck up a tin of sweet corn? Sweet corn is sweet corn. Peas are peas. They're all the same, just a different label. Cereals, I would agree. Yeah, some cereal they can taste a bit shitty, but what are you going to do? So yeah, just go for the brand that you like. Ketchups, I always buy the Co-op shop brand ketchup. I don't buy the Heinz, unless I did buy Heinz actually because I went into Poundland and they had a huge bottle, fucking liter bottle or something for it was like £2. But other than that, I buy shop brand sauces. You get used to it, The shop brand beans, now, like I say, that's a different thing. They use exactly the same beans, the haricot bean, it's the sauce. So you just put a splash of ketchup in there. It's great, It adds an extra flavor. And also, a little handy hint, don't go to the shop and buy barbecue beans. No, just buy regular beans and put some barbecue ketchup in there. Squirt that in there, mix it around, turns it into barbecue beans. Or whatever you like. Get a cheap, shitty tin of beans for 25 pence. Put in some, what do they call that? Peri sauce. Some, who's that? Reggae guy, that black guy on Dragon's Den. Reggae. Throw some of that in your beans. It turns a shitty tin of beans into a different flavor. Basil Faulty, you had any more jabs? No, I haven't. I had the one jab. I just sort of but then fuck them. Well, the thing is, I'm starting to think that I'll have that natural immunity because because I haven't caught it yet. I mean, I take public transport, so if there's anything going, then I'm going to catch it because the dirty bastards on the buses. If you got somebody with a cold, the fucking awkward fuckers, they go on the bus with a cold, sniveling and choking all over the place. They give it to 30 other people. That's how that works. So the only time I ever get a cold is because I'm using the bus. So if I was going to catch it, I would have probably caught it. But I don't know. I honestly think I've got natural immunity. And the thing is that the NHS keeps sending me texts saying, we according to our records, you've had one jab. Contact us to organise a second jab and all the rest of it. I've been ignoring them, and then I got a phone call from the National Health people saying, and the woman said, we noticed that from our records that you haven't had the jab. Would you like to tell me why you haven't? And I said, no, I don't want to discuss why I've not had the jab. Thank you very much. Please continue sending me the texts. That's great. But to answer your question, no, I would not like to discuss why I haven't had the follow-up jabs. And she was, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. If you change your mind, just give us a bell. like I'm going to fucking discuss this over the phone with a stranger, right? Uh, although which is exactly what I'm doing now. But no, well, the thing is, it's all a load of hooey, right? You started off with one jab, and then you get a second jab 2 weeks later, okay, and then all of a sudden, about a few months after that, there's oh shit, now we need a third follow up jab, okay, so you're gonna have that sort of like the booster, and then oh fuck, um, what's that? The new strain. Oh fuck me. Somebody remind me. Anyway, what's the name? Anybody? The new strain. Anyway, so there's a new strain. All right. So because you have to have a new strain, right, to keep people scared. New strain comes out, then you got a booster for that. So no, fuck them. I don't want the jabs. But besides, I mean, I'm not in because from all the data that I've managed to scrape up, young children, they're in the low risk. People my age and sort of health, they're in the low risk. It's the old people and the people who are, who are suffering from a pre-existing ailment. Then they're in the high risk. Yeah, I mean, I'm coming up on 50. I don't know. On my 51 now. I'll be coming up on 52 in about I don't know, about 4 months. 10 years from now, yeah, maybe. 15 years from now, maybe. Yeah, I'll be I'll be 10 years. I'll be say 62, 65 in about 10, 15 years. So yeah, maybe. But now, no, I just don't want it. Omicron, thank you, George C. Omicron or Omnicron, as Sniffy Biden would, Kid Sniffer Biden would call it, Omicron. But yeah, Omicron, something like that. He says, yeah, that sounds about right. New strain is moron, or there was a yeah, there was an anagram for it. So yeah, no, I don't want it. I mean, what I do if I do catch it, I'll just lay up for a while on my deathbed, like you do when you get, like I get cold. You fucking man up, right? That's what I do. Thing is, right? Oh, I tell this woman at work all the time. She's like, before, but weeks ago, the temperature was a bit lower than what it is now. Now it's not as bad, but I'd be going around, and she'd be going, because I'm working on the loading bay. She'd be like, because she's wearing a big fucking coat under a heater, a fire. So she's up warm. She should be coming out. She says, aren't you cold? And I say, listen, you're used to dealing with soft people, okay? Listen, yeah, I feel the cold, but I'm able to man up and deal with it, right? I adapt, I overcome, right? I can work through being cold on a loading bay, okay? I just work harder. That's what I do. And if I need to, because she always say, oh, well, why don't you wear a coat? And I say, well, fuck me. If I wear a coat, I'm going to be too, hot and bothered. So no, it's the same thing. But I went to work with a cracked bone in my foot. All right, I'm no big fucking hero, right? But I went to work on it for 3 days till I just couldn't take it anymore. You just work through it, right? If I get the this Chinese plague, admittedly, I wouldn't want to pass it on to everybody, so I'd probably have take a short break, stay at home, drink plenty of water, chicken soup, all the rest of it, and wreak havoc on my live streams. And that's what I'll be doing for a while until I'm over it, and then I'll get back to work. I don't know too much about how it works, but I would imagine that once I've heard of people contracting it 2-3 times. I don't know how true that is, but I would imagine, like other ailments, once you survive it, then you're pretty much good for a while. You can't really your body's immune, can't really catch it again. That's my understanding. Yeah, that's it. There you go, Sonia Hamilton. Uh, you need a little bit of discomfort, or you get soft. You do. It's like you remember there was a movie. I can't remember. I can't remember what it is. Adam Sandler, and what he's doing. I think it was Happy Gilmore. All right, what he's doing, he realizes in this comedy movie that he's starting to get a bit soft, right? He's getting so what he does, he goes to the baseball. You got the kids, they're playing baseball. They've got the nets all around. They've got a machine that's kicking out the baseballs, right? With a machine. What he does, he stands there and he's getting hit in the chest with a baseball because he's trying to toughen up. That's what you do. You go through a little bit of hardship. I say to fucking people, when they say, "Oh, it's cold," I say, "Fuck off." Listen, well, I say to them, when I was your age, right? I was working at the shopping centre. My job was to clean the windows with a big pole, a 12-foot extendable pole with a window cleaning gear on the end, right? In the snow, it'd be wintertime, snowing. You'd be out in the elements. You'd be dipping your thing in the bucket. You'd be up and down. Your hands would get so cold that you couldn't move them. What you had to do was to stick them in the hot water and then get them out, grab the pole, do the fucking washing the windows, and then your hands would seize up after a minute. You put them back in the water to get them moving again, and then you'd be up there doing the fucking windows. That's what you did. You toughened up, you overcame, and you adapted to the situation. It wasn't like, oh shit, it's cold. I want to go in. No, you had to fucking do the job, right? Same with the bone in my foot. Admittedly, if I wasn't an agency worker, I would have probably had the time off. But I honestly thought it was sprained. I didn't know the bone was cracked, so that's why I went to work on it. Plus, you don't get paid. You're on the agency, you don't get paid. As it happens, I had a few days off after I couldn't take the pain anymore, so I had a few days off to let it heal. I come back, there was no job for me. That's how it fucking works on the agency. So, but yeah, you're right. Whoever that was, Hamilton. I've lost your name there. Yeah, you're right. You do, which is what kids nowadays don't seem to understand. And what this woman at work, I say to her all the time, you're used to being around soft people. You're wearing a coat in a warehouse under a fucking heat lamp. You be around soft people, and it's tragic to watch. All these little fairies going around with earrings in there. Those type. I was on the bus yesterday, in fact, and I'm like, I couldn't control myself. I was looking out the window, thinking, "Good God!" I was on a oh shit, there's people around me on the bus because this guy was getting annoyed. He had fucking green over here, he had blue over here, he had orange on the top, and he had a fucking ponytail. He had a fucking mess. That's the kind of people who won't survive. when we get another plague, just like we had the Chinese plague that we're going through now, the next one that comes along, because there'll be another one, could be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, there'll be another one. It's those poor bastards who are not going to survive. When where there's no soy milk to put in their Ovaltine, they're just not going to go for it. Slight bit of inconvenience, yeah. So yeah, you're right. You need a little hardship to be able. Yeah, but because like I remember anyway that I had some stitches taken out, years ago, and the woman said right, this may hurt because you get the tweezers to pull the the stitches out. She said, right, this may hurt a little bit. She pulled them out. Yeah, discomfort, but it was like just a little, and then done. Because when she's pulling out the stitches, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I've had to put my hands in boiling water or steaming hot water just to get them moving again so I can function with a window cleaner. This is nothing, I hit myself in the face with an iron bar right across the nose there. It was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose, right? But I was wearing glasses at the time. The bridge of the bridge across your nose there. It smacked right there, and it left a scar right in the middle. You want to see it from there, but it was a long time ago, about 10, 12 years ago now, so it's quite faded. But if I stretch the skin, you look back and you think, yeah, all right. Admittedly, I went to the doctor because of this, because it was hurting like mad and it was difficult to do my job, because I couldn't even fucking grip a pen. But at the end of the day, I think, yeah, I hit myself in the fucking face with a bar across here. I chipped a tooth. I've had cracked ribs. I've got crushed in the back of a lorry once. All these things. And yeah, this is not so bad. A bit of cold, a bit of rain, Yeah, you need a bit of hardship. Otherwise, you do. You get soft. Bloody hell. George C. broke his collarbone cycling to work 3 years ago. It hurt, but I still rode in to work and then home again. Fucking hell. Then went to the hospital that evening. Jesus. But I still okay. But I still rode to work and then home again. Bloody, did you finish a shift? I mean, shit. I think that's what you're saying there. Mind you, see, that's the thing. People get confused. See, you've put broke. I don't know whether I said broke my foot. I meant cracked a bone. Yeah, well, cracked. Do you mean broke or cracked? Because there's people get confused with the difference. If it's broke, if it comes through the skin, then you're in trouble. But yeah, it's but that's the thing. Some people are able to deal with pain. George C, particularly men, we are designed to face that stuff. It builds us up. Indeed. Yeah, because they used to say that they used to say that women have a higher pain threshold than men, but I'm not so certain. Definitely teenagers don't. They are a soft generation. And yeah, I tell you what, 10 years from now, we're going to be a country of pussies. But yeah, well, that's the thing. It depends on the when you get somebody, I find, I seem to find that people of a certain age or a certain type will work through these injuries or injuries, hardships, whatever, whereas kids won't. But yeah, it's a sorry state of affairs when you see it all the time. These are the people, these soft fucking people. They're the ones that go in. That's why when I got fired from John Lewis, this fucking arsehole. Again, somebody probably half my age, you fucking goof. I don't know if I ever told this story when I got fired from John Lewis. I was there for about 2-3 years on the agency. Fucking great. Never had a sick day. Well, I think I had about 3 sick days in the whole time I was there. Yeah, this little fucking brown twat, he started mouthing off, because I nudged his cage. He's going, yo, man, what the fuck, I said, listen, mate, I'm a white man. Don't talk to me like I'm a black man, right? Yo, fucking shit. Fuck off. He went and told the manager, got this fucking cunt of a woman to back his story. 10 minutes later, I'm out of a job. No explaining, of course, because I'm white and he's the hard done by fucking brown twat. But yeah, he was a kid who got spoken to in a way. You see, I mean, if somebody spoke to me like that, you think, no, cunt. And then you go off and you fucking whinge about it for a while, and then you get over it. But no, a fucking 20-year-old, what he does, he goes to the manager and complains and gets a man thrown out of his fucking job. That's how that works, and that's the trouble we're working with young people, because they're soft and they can't deal with it because they're not used to being spoken to. This is the generation. I've spoken, and now I tell you, I predicted this when I first started the channel. I started doing live streams. This is the generation who 10 years ago were getting they're getting an award for showing up. You don't have to be the fastest runner. You don't have to be the highest jumper. You don't have to be the guy who scores the most goals in the football. You get an award just for walking through the door. Well, there's a word for it. You get like a little, a participation award. You do that when they're children, when they're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, you get an award just for showing up. And then 10 years later, they're 20 years old and they're in the workforce and they're thinking, yeah, but I came in to work and this fucking guy talking to me like, no, and then they're all upset and they go fucking run to the manager and this whole poor bastard gets gets sent out of a job. Is because they're not used to being told no. They're not used to being told, man the fuck up. They get not used to being told, yeah, it's cold. Yeah, it's raining. Get on with it. Yeah, it's a heavy box. Do it. They're not used to being told no. They're used to saying, well, I'm here. I deserve something, And that's exactly what this little fucking 20 bastard was. He was about 20 years old. So he's one of the generation who just shows up, gets a partition, show up 15th in the run. You still get an award. One of those fucking generation. Anyway, so that's why I got sent out of John Lewis. Yeah. And of course, the agency wouldn't return my calls after that. Fuckers. I was with them for 3 years. That's how it works, they wouldn't put you in any one of any other buildings that they have, any other companies. No, they just won't return your phone calls. Yeah. Anyway, so now so I changed agencies. I've been with these people for several months. I was there for about 3 months. I got taken on full time. I've been there full time for about a month and a half. It's not too bad. Black privilege. Yeah, right indeed, Basil Fawlty. I tell you, it's there used to be a time when it was a fucking bonus to be white. Yeah. I mean, comedians, Louis C.K. used to had a joke about if you're white and male and born in America, you won the fucking lottery. Yeah, that was the thread of his joke, and it was true. Not now. No, it's a fucking curse to be white and male. That you're fucking cursed, because if you get anybody female who has a grievance against you, like I had with that skank Debbie who put the grievance in when and get me fired from the Argos. So she got a little retarded mate. They were cleaners. She got a dozy mate to back up any bullshit story she made, or you're black, or you're a minority, or if you happen to be foreign. You can put a grievance in and they will listen. Oh, tell me more. I've had this when I was at John Lewis, at the other, a different depot of John Lewis. I was having a disagreement with one guy, a guy on his own, with the two of us having a fucking argument. An hour later, the management come to me and it got switched around where I was shouting at this particular woman who was nowhere on scene. What happened was, these two foreign fuckers got together and made up a bullshit story, went to management, tried to get me fired because I was screaming and shouting at the woman who was not even there when I was shouting at this guy. That's how it works, because it looks worse, better for them and worse for me to be mouthing off to a foreign woman than it would be for a man. Because if it was a man, they think, yeah, you had a disagreement. Oh, no, shouting at a woman, especially a foreign woman. So if you're white and male and English as well, you're pretty much fucked in any big warehouse. Because the thing is, the fucking management, they will not stick up for you. I've seen this all over the place. The management will not stick up for you if you're male, white, and English, because if a foreigner has a grievance and you side with or if they side with the white man, then of course the foreigner has got a grievance. Oh yeah, well obviously he went for him because he's a white Englishman. No, they side with the foreigner no matter what he says, because what am I going to do? Saying, well, it's racial discrimination. I've been hard done by because I'm white and I'm English and I'm male. Obviously I'm in the right and he's in the wrong, but he sided with him because no. It's there's no way I could start screaming racial discrimination or anything. I've been hard done by, but a foreigner can, All he's got to do is make some shit up, you know, and there you go, Basil Fawlty, Deb the pleb. Oh, it was, I was at, I remember, was it, must be a year or so ago now. I was waiting at the bus stop early in the morning. I was trying to get to work. I saw Debbie. She was walking down the thing, and I was leaning up against the wall in the bus stop, and she said, "All right, Mark." And I looked at her, you know, and I just fucking stared at her. And I was thinking to myself, "How fucking dare you?" This is the one that got me fired. Yeah, how dare you? I would have loved to just slap her face, but there's a lot of cameras around Milton Keynes, you know. There'll be little chance of getting away with it. Not impossible, you know, just get them on while they're under the underpass, you know. But anyway, yeah. Oh, George C., do you think we should bring back national service? I think it's generally good, but you get a few many tossers in charge. Well, that's the thing. It's interesting because when I was younger, you get a lot of people who were in the army saying, "Oh yeah, you should bring back national service, give them some discipline, all that lot." It'd probably give them, you know, it probably wouldn't be a bad. On the one hand, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing because it would give them some fucking discipline, give them some, get them off the streets, and it probably might well give them a trade, help them grow the fuck up, you know, it'll harden them up a little bit as well. But on the other hand, I've watched documentaries in the past about this subject, the American like army, the Marines and whatnot, where what happens is gang members, because gangs are they're a bit more established over there than they are over here. We have groups of dickheads who think they're in a gang. They just go around causing stupid shit. But over here, they are proper gangs, you know, like, you know, hundreds of members sometimes. So what they do is they'll send some of their gang members into the military. Sometimes they'll want to go into the military and they'll just join up, or sometimes they'll send them in there. They'll get trained on weapons, explosives, how to deal with weapons, combat tactics. You know, if you learn tactics of how to storm a building, how to assault a structure, a building in a jungle or in a city environment, you learn how to do tactics, cover corners, protect your flanks, all this bullshit. They bring that knowledge back and they go straight back into the gangs. So now you've got gang members who before were just some people shooting willy-nilly, you know. They'd be, you know, they would go in. They got no marksmanship skills, but they'll be shooting up, and that's why you get innocent bystanders shot. Now they come out of the army and they're teaching their fellow gang members weapons, how to deal with weapons, what weapons are the best for certain jobs, and whatever, how to get weapons. Now they've got contacts to buy weapons, and tactics which they use against the police. Because you know, there were certain tactics. If some guy's hiding behind a car as a shield, there are certain tactics. If you use one-on-one, say you're behind a car, you're behind a rubbish bin, he's behind it. Say a policeman's behind the car. The idea is that you have two weapons. You have a sidearm, and say you have your rifle. You unload on the rifle into the car, basically to keep your opponent down and stop him from reversing fire. As soon as you're out of ammunition, and hopefully you'll be several feet from the car, you draw your sidearm, and then you're at close quarters. You don't start from 50 feet away throwing lead across a car park. You use one weapon to close the gap, which is your long rifle. You just empty into the car, keep your opponent down, stop his ability to return fire, and then when you're at arm's length, pretty much, sidearm comes out. Tactics like that, that's what they've learned, and that's what they're bringing back, and now they're using that against, now they're in the shootout with the police, and they know exactly how to deal with and combat police tactics with their own army tactics. So yeah. So to get back to your question there, national service, Yeah, if you can teach them, if you, as long as they're not mentally deranged to begin with, or a gang member to begin with, you can teach them to grow up, harden up, teach them a trade, teach them discipline, or it goes the other extreme where you feed them the knowledge how to be better criminals. It's like I never understood why they have weights in prisons. Like that. You're giving the inmates the ability to become stronger than the people who are controlling them and keeping them in prison. I mean, see the big fuckers that are in there. You watch the American prisons; these are proper bodybuilders. Fuck knows where they get the nutrition from, but these are huge bastards, right? And they're lifting pillowcases full of books. They're doing pull-ups. They're doing chest press-ups, sit-ups, and all that. And they're huge. I mean, these guys could be on stage. I went to a bodybuilding competition once, and you see the big bastards there. So you give them the tools, just like if you train them to be killers, and then they go back to their gangs. Same with weights in prison. You're giving them the tools to defeat their enemies. So when you give prisoners weights and they become twice as strong over a period of time, they can what you want is them to be give them cardio. Great, let them run around the track, but this so they can be weak but fit. Not huge and strong. Anyway, so yeah, that's the dilemma of national service. Oh, English Heart is in the house. Some of the jabs I did between 19 and 20. Oh, my eyes are going. English Heart. Some of the jobs I did between 19 and 25 would count as modern slavery now. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of places, you get minimum wage, it's crazy, Yeah, you don't. You might get a little bit extra if you're in a big company. You get a little bit extra for driving a truck, doing certain jobs, coming in on the weekends, this kind of caper. But yeah, you see, it goes back to immigration. You got a lot of foreigners coming. I've said this from day one. You fill the job market with foreigners, wages drop, conditions drop, and then the rest of us have got to fucking bend over and take it in the ass because what are you going to do? There's no. There are jobs that pay more than minimum wage, of course, but I tell the younger people, that they, of course, they're not used to this. I say, listen, 25 years ago, when I was working in a Tesco warehouse, you got your regular money. You did your shift, your 5-day shift. If you come in on a say you did Monday to Friday, Saturday was time and a half. Sunday was double. You come in on a bank holiday, you got double and a day in lieu, which means you got double pay, and you got an extra holiday put onto your holiday numbers, holiday count. So you got an extra day there. So that's a bonus. That's all gone fucking where the dodo, right? You got to buy shares at a discounted rate. It was called pay as you earn. You could put £5 a month, but £10 a month, but £50 a month. So they take it out of your wages. They use it to buy shares at a discounted rate, right? And you keep them for 3 or 5 years, depending on whatever you want. Keep them for 15 years and whatever the fuck you want. You buy shares at a discounted rate, and you used to be able to get free shares, and it worked out. Back then, it was 5% of last year's wages. So if you're hammering the overtime, your yearly wage has increased because of all the overtime. So 5% of that, you got that as free shares, as a bonus. They give it as free shares. And so it encouraged you to, basically not have sick days. It would, yeah. And they did that as well. So it encouraged you to work overtime to bring your yearly wage up. So your 5% is worth more. And after for a little while, what they did, they introduced this thing because people were having sick days. They would give you a bonus if you didn't have sick days. So what it was, if you it started off with a month, if you went through a whole month without having a sick day, you got I don't know what the fuck it was. It was say £10. 20, say, for the sake of argument, 10 quid. You got through the start of the month to the end of the month, you got a bonus of 10 quid. Then what happened was they realized that somebody, so when the start of the month, if they caught a cold and had 3-4 days off at the start of the month, they figured, well, there's no point. I may as well have a few more days off, or more straight out, because they've already fucked their bonus. So what they did, they reduced down to a week. So if you managed to get through the week, Monday to Friday, you got a small bonus. So that way, if you mess up your bonus allocation at the start of the month, it wasn't buggered for the month; it's just buggered for the week. That's gone, right? So you got your attendance bonus gone, your free shares, your pay as you go shares, all the shares, they're gone. Time and a half. Well, actually, when I was at John Lewis, it wasn't time and a half and double time like it used to be 25 years ago. It was something like time and a quarter. That's what you get now. So, better than a kick in the ass, but time and a quarter, because they don't need to give you these extra bonuses, because they're over fucking run with people who are willing to. If you say, this is no, if you don't want to put up with it, there's 25 fucking Polish who'll jump in your shoes and do your thing, for less than time and a quarter. They don't need to give you any of this stuff, and so they don't. They don't give you extra for being qualified on any kind of machinery, none of that stuff. Anyway, bloody hell, coming up on 2 hours. Shit. Anybody? I'll be ranting along. Oh shit! Oh dear. Oh, I tell you, after work, because I saw on a bus shelter they got Kentucky Fried Chicken are doing was it 20 hot wings for like, I don't know, I think it was 6 quid, something like that. Oh, what a mistake that was. I got them. Oh boy, hot wing. I should have known. It was in the title, hot wings. Why they can't just do regular wings, right? Just coat them in the regular coating that you do with the regular chicken and send them out. No, they got to do hot wings, and it was a mistake buying those. I won't be having them again. There was, so I had those earlier. So yeah, I might have to eat in a little while. Well, yeah, Basil Fawlty. Yeah, I mean, yeah, national service would be a kick up the arse for those today's youth because they need it. But that's the point, though. It could either work well where they get an education, they get some, a moral compass, if you like, a trade, or it goes the other way, and they learn about, especially the American problem, where they learn about guns and tactics is the worst thing, and bring those skills back to their criminal activities. So I suppose if they're not in a gang in the first place, then it could work out because they're less likely to go into a gang when they come out. Actually, it's funny. Let me. I'll show you this in a sec. Tony Barnes, what's your plans for tonight after ending with a live? Any film recommendations? Yeah, once I get the thing, I ought to do some more film reviews, but I've got to try and get the thing working so I can download videos. I watched this the other day. I bought it for 50 pence at there's a shop. You may have one in your area called CEX. Yeah. I don't know what CEX stands for. Cash something exchange. I don't know. Anyway, it's called CEX. And when they first opened up a few years ago, you used to be able to go in and buy 10 pence movies. Oh, it was great. That was just to lure you in. Now the minimum is 50p. Most of them are a quid, and then you've got your up ones, but they've got fucking thousands of them. Well, hundreds of them for a quid. They've got a whole wall covered in £1 movies. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, this one's about the 1980s football hooligans. Let me see. There's this one. This one's ID. What's the other one? Oh, The Firm with actually, I'll get that one as well. Yeah, there you go. These two are the ones I've been watching. This one I got for £1.50 and ID got for 50p. Going to get the turn up to the glare. There we go. Gary Oldman in this one. He's this is back in the days. This goes along the lines of because they discovered that they weren't all mindless hooligans. Some of them were actually professionals, and it's true that they were discovering that there was teachers, there was estate agents, there were people in proper proper jobs, career jobs, who were football hooligans on the weekend. And that's what Gary Oldman is. Uh, an estate agent, which is established at the beginning of the film, but that's not really part of it. Mainly, it's him and his mates. They get on the trains and they go have a big fight and all this lot. This one, undercover cop, ID, undercover cop goes undercover, infiltrates the gangs. It's got Sean Pertwee in this one. Sean Pertwee. Was it Sean Pertwee? Sean Pertwee. There you go. Son of Mr. Pertwee, his dad, who was Wurzel Gummidge, for those people of a certain age who remember back in the 80s and mid-80s, I guess, mid-80s, Wurzel Gummidge, he was a scarecrow who he used to better, you'd change his head when he had a different personality, I guess, or something. Anyway, Sean, this is Sean Pertwee, the son. Who was the dad? Anyone know the dad? His name was, again, Pertwee. And he played Wurzel Gummidge on that TV show about the scarecrow. Yeah, if you remember, let me know. What's his name? I can't remember it for the life of me. I can't remember his name, the dad's name. Rex is in the house. Hello to you. Let's see. English Heart says, English Heart 50. Oh, English Heart is 54 tomorrow. Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow. I'll be 54. Yeah, you'll be older than me. I'll be 52 in about 3 months. My wife is the loveliest woman I've ever met. Uh-huh. Very nice. The the artist formerly known as Ali Powell. It's good to see you, Mark. He says, thank you very much. Okay. This is interesting. Actually, I don't know too much about this. I read a little bit. I read it in the paper, but it was the paper they give away on the bus from the artist formerly known as Ali. What are your views? Jimmy Carr's career potentially being over as a stand-up comedian for making fun of the Holocaust, where he really made fun of gypsies. Yeah, it was something. The thing is, if you've ever watched Jimmy Carr, you know his material. I'm sure this is probably pale in comparison to the stuff he's come out with. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I read it. I remember it's something to do with the gypsies. It's something to do with it wasn't such a bad thing that the gypsies. I don't know. But no, I mean, the guy comes out with some outrageous stuff, but it's what he does. That's what he's famous for. He comes out with the you listen to it and think, my God, I can't believe he said that. But yeah, that's about his whole career. He says stuff that is so shocking, you can't believe that he actually said it on stage in front of a camera or to on anybody. No. If I haven't heard the joke. I've only read a little bit, about it in the paper, and that they give limited to no information about anything. No, I would say to Jimmy Carr, fuck him. Don't apologize like uh, Joe Rogan, big fucking faggy turn. Well, just gotta be careful in case he ever finds me. But no, but I mean, I used to I used to watch his show all the time. I fucking loved his show. The different amount of people he watched. Then some dickheads put an amalgamation of all the times he said the word nigger, which some of them were to do with Richard Pryor's. Richard Pryor had an album called something with the word nigger in it. The nigger, please, nigger, something. It was in the title. He called his fucking album this, and he was referring to that. But also, it's he quotes people. Like a lot of people, to be politically correct, they'll say, the N word came up. Yeah, well, what it is, the N word is just a way that white people have come away, being able to say the word nigger without saying the word nigger, right? They say the N word. He doesn't. If I've done it, if I'm quoting somebody, I'll say the word nigger. Yeah. The person was on the news. He's had a big hoo-ha because he said the word nigger. Yeah, fine, okay. We're all adults. You don't need to water it down by saying, "Oh, the N word." It's like, So I've said it. I make no apologies. I don't usually use the word nigger unless it's quoting somebody or like I mentioned earlier, with those seeds were called nigger seeds, Niger. That's the name of the seeds that are bought for the chickens. But no, if what can you do? Somebody made a compilation of all these things, and he doesn't say it. He doesn't use the word in conversation. He was quoting, all the times, rather than say the N word. It's stupid. It's childish. And then instead of saying "fuck you," it's all taken out of context. I had a perfectly legitimate reason. You've managed to find 8 different times over 12 years. Fuck you. He stood there, but well, I'm very sorry. It is unacceptable that I use this word in, and I'm sorry for any hardship of it. Fuck off. Just say no. I'm not interested. Get the fuck over it. It was all above board. I had a perfectly good reason, and get on with it. Don't apologize, Joe Rogan. And that's what Jimmy Carr should say. I hope he doesn't get up and apologize, because let me tell you, it doesn't help. How many times have you seen somebody, the woke crowd start jumping on somebody, and they're like, "Oh, I'm very sorry for the hardship I caused and any distress I caused any." How many times have you seen that work out for anybody? Has it ever done anybody any good? Have they ever said, "Oh, okay, he seems apologetic. He seems like he's learned his lesson. He's seen the error of his ways. Let's move on and go fuck with somebody else." No, they smell blood and they come after you. That's why I don't apologize. I've sat here. A lot of you people. All the time in the feed there, I see a lot of famous names. I see a lot of familiar names. So you must be aware that I painted my face black. Did a blackface for I don't know, 3 or 4 videos on the live stream last year. Yeah, I had a good reason for it. I explained the reason for it. I got a lot of hate for it, and like I explained at the time, if you're upset by what I'm doing, then go away. I don't want you to watch my channel if you're going to be upset by it. And I'm as I still am. I'm totally unapologetic for what I did then. I am unapologetic now, and I hope that Jimmy Carr is unapologetic. And I wish that Joe Rogan had not apologized. I lost a little bit of respect for the guy when I saw that. The thing is, he's got so much money. He could literally say, "Fuck you, I'm not doing and not do any work for the rest of his life." He's got so much money. He's got what they call "fuck you" money, right? I mean, I'm sure he enjoys what he's doing, which is why he does what he does. The money is a bonus. He's got boatloads because he got a huge deal, and also the channel who he's with. I can't remember the name of the channel. He went from YouTube over to this channel. They paid him a shitload of money. Then there was controversy using the word nigger over 12 years. If that company says, well, Joe Rogan, yeah, we feel that you're not really right. We're not particularly thrilled with it. So we're stopping your contract and we'd like you to go. There's another company who was going to give him £100 million. They say, please come with us. Come with us. We want you over here. He's got no shortage of people bringing him the money, all right, wanting to throw contracts at him to have him on their channel. There was no reason for him to apologize. Yeah, he's a big fat fairy for doing so. Basil Fawlty, yeah, it's just a word. It's the context is the is the issue. I mean, I remember when the politically, when it was trendy to start crying at things, literally, sometimes, at these sort of things. I remember I watched a snippet of a news thing where it was like a feed. There was somebody in the studio, and it was a live link to somebody in their house or something. And this guy in his house was saying, yeah, I mean, the thing is, blah blah blah. We've had certain instances where people have used the word nigger in. And the woman in the studio was inches from crying, and she said, "Right, that's it. Right, we've got to stop the feed now. I find that totally offensive now." And the guys go, "No, listen, I'm quoting somebody. So, hold your horses. I'm quoting somebody." She said, "No, I'm totally offended. No, listen, we're going to cut the feed now." Right, that's what it was like. And yeah, it's just a word. It's the context that is the issue. Again, with the seeds that I bought for the chickens, with Joe Rogan or anybody else, it's the context. If you're quoting somebody, you don't need to abbreviate the word. You don't need to. You just say the words, because I'm quoting. I said this to somebody on the live stream last year when they abbreviated, or no, it was somebody's video. They abbreviated, so that somebody said it in a quote in a clip of a movie, then they wrote it down in the comments as if because it was their favorite sort of scene. And it was the Tarantino one in Django Unchained when Samuel L. Jackson saying, "Who that nigger on that nag?" When he's coming out of his house, "Who that nigger on that nag?" Somebody wrote it. This is their favorite scene. "Who that N on that nag?" And I wrote to them saying, "Listen, you don't abbreviate a quote. It is no longer a quote when you abbreviate it." so it's context. Like you say, the Basil Fawlty is, but that's the thing. You can't even quote people anymore. For fuck's sake, without people start crying. The sooner crash override, hi to you. Diane Chacon, Chacon, Chacon. Hello to you as well. Yeah. No, I tell you, the thing is, years ago, this politically correct bullshit would be happening. The way it started up, you couldn't look at somebody cross-eyed without you losing your job. It would, and there was a tendency to, you know what? It'll blow itself over. Fuck me, it's been going 15 years now. It needs to stop. That's what it needs to be doing. And yeah, because you get professional people people who are professional victims. It's so bad. They used to do TV shows, right? Or it was called something like what the title of the TV is an American one. What would you do or some shit? They put people in a scenario, And there was one scene that they set it up, right. They got cameras in this clothing shop, and what there was a cashier. That was it. The cashier was in on it. The customer, the white cashier, white customer, were in on it. Oh, wait a minute. No. The cashier was white. A black woman would come in, and basically, the cashier. They're all part of the gag. She would say to the black woman, "Yeah, you should be making, taking the mick, saying, oh, yeah, you got money for this stuff? You're not going to steal stuff? Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to be over here. I'm going to keep an eye on you. Don't be touching stuff. Basically fucking with a customer, but it's all part of it. And then what you do, you've got a member of the public out here watching this, and the idea was, what would they do? What would they intervene? Would they say something? Would they just watch and listen? Oh yeah, these women, they would go up and they would start crying about how upset they are at the hardship that this black person is being put under by the cashier, being spoken to that way, treated with disrespect, all that lot, oh yeah, and it'd be funny. What things? Then you got this professional fucking crybaby. She's crying on behalf of the hard done by black woman, who's the actress. The actress is looking at her. You see the look of bemusement at this woman crying at the on her behalf, and you can tell on her face, on the black woman's face, like, what are you doing? Honestly, you're fucking behaving really bad. You can see it on her face because she's the actress, thinking, Christ, But yeah, that's how bad it used to be. It's so bad that you made TV shows out of it. Yeah. Cash override, Mark. Did you get your booster? No, not yet. No, I spoke about this half hour ago. It'll be all on the rerun. Watch it on the rerun. I was talking about 20 minutes on the plague antidote. Crash override, Mark. What is your GP name? I don't know. What is GP name? GP name. I don't know what that is. What does GP stand for? What is it? It's probably an abbreviation. Artist known as Ali. The interest on Joe Rogan's bank account per week clocks in around 10 grand. He could retire and live on the interest alone. Indeed, yeah, he had. With that kind of money, I mean, even now, I don't have that kind of money, and I'll tell people to fuck off and change the channel. If they don't like me blackfacing or they don't like me talking about the stuff I do. Joe Rogan, he's got no excuse. Crash override. Mark, do you miss smoking solid hash? I remember you said it used to knock you out. Yeah. No, not really. I used to. It was a long time ago. Well, a long time ago that I used to do it quite regularly. Recently, I can't remember. Several years ago, I smoked some because I figured, well, it's been 25 years. I'll give it a go. Smoked it. Didn't really like the feeling of not being in control. Not that I'm in control of myself half the time anyway, the way I behave, but not being in control of being able to stand up, for one thing. That was, better. I remember I stood up and nearly fell on I think I may have fell on the floor. I did that. I actually did that once when I was stoned. And stood up, bang, straight on the floor. No, I didn't like the feeling. I didn't like the feeling of, so like, what I say to people now, if they say, oh, you ever smoke it? To no. Well, the thing is, I prefer the vodka now. Occasional beer, but yeah, I prefer vodka. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, if I was in a house where somebody was smoking it, I might well take one puff. I wouldn't smoke the whole thing because I know what the effects would be. I'll be fucked up. But I would, I might take one puff because I'm 52 and I'll do what the fuck I want. Right? But no, as I did, but it's just not my thing anymore. I did it in my youth. I did it when I was younger. I've just moved on. I mean, it's nothing, nothing. I mean, thing is, I mean, it affects different people in certain different ways. But no, I've just changed my poison of choice, or my drug of choice. Right, who we got there? Okay, what's this? Crash Override hasn't replied with what is your GP now? I don't know what GP stands for. All right, that's the artist. Actually, where's he gone? Yeah, that's Crash Override. All right. Do you missing smoking? Oh yeah, that's that. All right. Solid is some potent weed. No lie, you have to be careful with that. Yeah, I mean, I've smoked a variety over the years. I mean, I preferred the block, the solid, right? They used to call it solid. It was just a block, a bit smaller than a sugar cube. Well, half the size of a sugar cube, I guess. They used to sell it in eighths of an ounce. Eighth of an ounce, I think it's about 15 quid. And you get different. You get something because what you do, you get your little block, you burn it with your cigarette lighter, and then you sprinkle it along your cigarette. Some of it was hard and chalky. Some of it was soft and mushy, and it would leave stains on your fingers. Different types. I've smoked the weed in leaf form. That was pretty good because you get that. What you do, you go through the bag, you get rid of all the twigs and shit out of there. But then, if you were lucky, you'd find a few seeds in there, which I've actually grown. And that's when I had about 6 of them. Well, I'm pointing over here, you can't see that, but in front of the window, I had a stack of video VHS of those days. I had a stack of them with a plank of wood going across, and then I had like a bunch of plants on the, because I, trying to lift it up to the light of the windowsill. And I grew them from the seeds I got from buying a bag of weed, and oh man, they were huge. The thing is, I was doing night shift then, so what did I do? I'd go to work, come home 6, 7 finish at 6, but get home for sort of 6:30, 7 in the morning. I'd have to open the front door, run up the stairs, open up the windows, and hang out the window for a few minutes because I don't know if you know, plants do all their workings during the nighttime. So the smell in the house used to be thick. So I have to open up the windows, hang out for a few minutes, get some breeze going because they'd be churning out all their marijuana smell while I'd be at work, So I'd be it's a mad rush upstairs to open them up. Anyway, so oh man, but the thing is, a strange thing. They grew. Fuck me, like 4 feet, and then I had to trim the tops to stop them from thinking about it. I couldn't let them just run wild, but yeah, that's and the trouble was, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Right, this is before I had access to the internet. This is when you had you were listening to some dickheads who had some advice on what to do. What I used to do was to because my plants, I've seen, because my plants, each one had 100 leaves on it, but they were they were small leaves, I don't know. Anyway, there were small leaves, right? But there was 100 of them. I went around somebody's house once, and he knew what he was doing, and he had a plant in the corner. I swear to Christ, the thing had 8 leaves on it, but they were as big as your hand. They were huge, and that was the difference. 6, you have 6 leaves as big as your hand, or 100 leaves and they were tiny, like a, about the size of the size of an egg. If you used to see look at the silhouette of an egg. I didn't know what I was doing, but they were kicking out the smell. Anyway, I ended up giving them away. That's what I did. Just found somebody who wanted them and give them away. Yeah, the thrill for me is just growing them. I like growing plants, taking a seed. I like watching it spread. You take a seed, you look after it, you give it the water, you give it the light. For me, the fun is watching it, when it sprouts and it's growing. It's like I don't know what to liken it to, but it starts to sprout and then it grows a little bit and it grows and it grows and you can see it, in the pot growing bigger. Anyway, that's the thrill for me. So that's what I did with those. Roger Clark. That's just. I think you're messing with me here, Roger Clark. Mark, would you ever consider being homosexual? Fuck. Well, no, I've managed to get into almost 52 years without. So I'll. Although it's funny because I was thinking. I mean, because on that subject, no, I've got 52 years, so I think I'll manage the rest of my years without. But I was thinking about something that a couple of people on a talk show were talking about, and they were saying that it's like when you get to an age, when you get to 70, that's the time to take an acid tab, or take some ecstasy, or take some mind altering drug when you're 70, right? Because by then, what the fuck? You get addicted to a drug, you've only got fucking, you haven't got long to go anyway, right? Or, but by then, it's not like you don't do it when you're young and you fuck yourself up. You do it when you're old and you've got nothing to lose. So, while no, I wouldn't take up your question up there, but I would consider when I'm 70, 80, I would consider taking, an acid trip or taking some mushrooms, or some sort of hallucinogenic, so I can go to my grave saying, well, yeah, I've given it a go, and hopefully I had a good time doing it. Crash override. Mark, GP is who we all see when we are ill, and he or she gives us medication. Right. Well, he still didn't explain what GP means, but from your message, GP means general practitioner. That's the answer that I was looking for. Now you've explained that, I can deduce that you're talking about general practitioner, and I don't know. To answer your question, I don't know what well, I know it's a him. I know it's an Indian. But I go into the GP, general practitioner, so infrequently, I don't even know what his name is. I go in and I say, look, I don't know who my doctor is, but, can I have an appointment? So, yeah. So if anybody asks, like I did, GP, general practitioner, commonly known as Ali, crash is right, hash is weed. Crash is right. Hash is weed, just a resin from both of them. Do the same thing, which is get you baked. Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah. I mean, apparently you can smoke the leaves, but the leaves are sort of like, apparently lower quality. It's the buds, but that's what I'm led to believe. But what do I know? Oh, fuck. Roger Clark. I wouldn't mind a date. Oh, my eyes, Jesus. Roger Clark, I wouldn't mind a date, darling. I'll be your sugar daddy. I don't know who he's talking to. Probably somebody else in the comments. I would hope anyway. Yeah. English Heart, you gonna be cooking again? Yeah. Well, I tell you, that's the thing. At the moment, I'm having trouble loading videos onto the thing because I fucked something up on it. Plus, I tell you, I mean, I've done over 1,000 videos. I think 1,100 videos or something. Not all of them cooking, but a good 4/5, I guess. It's difficult to find something new and interesting, you know. I mean, for the I mean, I've done pretty much every sandwich variation I can think of, every stir fry variation. I mean, I could do videos on how to like I've done a lot of them already. Cooking on the cheap, where to go to get cheap stuff. This is what you can, like with a 25 Mark's Remarks £25 challenge. There's a thing. How to eat on 20 was it £25, and I used to get 12 meals, which if you do the calculation, that should be about an average of £2.22. Some of them were £3, some of them were £1.60. But the average is £2.22. But that's about all I can do. I can do variations on one of the hundreds of other. It's just getting difficult to find new stuff to do. You know. I didn't realize until you corrected yourself, English Heart. You're going to be cooking again. Yeah, you misspelt again. And then you realized and spelt it correctly underneath. I didn't realize, partly because of my eyes are going funny. And sometimes it's like because sometimes you can, even though if it's misspelt, knowing, reading the context. But I didn't even notice until you corrected yourself. You want to have some takeaway recipes? I can fire them off. Takeaway recipe. Yeah, I mean the thing is, I can. I've done things like. I mean, some unusual way. Like when what was it? Kentucky did that. That one where you got two chicken pieces, two chicken breasts, and then you got bacon and barbecue sauce and cheese and stuff in the middle. So instead of bread, you got two bits of chicken. That was pretty good. Oh, shit. That was pretty good. People were creaming their jeans over it when it first came out. Everybody was doing a review on it. I tried it. I actually tried it. I tried their one, and I told the truth. It wasn't anything, super special. Wasn't worth breaking your neck trying to get down to Kentucky to buy one. But then I bought the ingredients, and admittedly, the pieces of chicken were smaller. But I was able to make three. I think about three for the price of their one. Because I think that theirs was like a $5. What I did, I would go out and buy the chicken pieces in a big bag, buy some bacon, a bit of cheese. You buy, you take, I don't know, say there's 20 chicken breasts in a bag. You take the price of the bag, divide it by the 20 pieces, and that gives you an individual piece for an individual amount. It gives you an amount for a piece of chicken, 2 pieces of chicken. Anyway, well, what works out? It's about I can make three. So I could do that, what I did. Anybody interested? If you type in Mark's Remarks Oreo, or I don't know, spam and Mark's Remarks spam and Oreo biscuit burger. I did that. You cook some spam, you sprinkle in some crushed Oreo biscuits. I did that. So doing reviews. If I get the camera working, we got a Taco Bell. It's funny enough. It's in the Burger King car park. Why they agreed to that is a mystery to me. But in the Burger King car park, there's a Taco Bell. It's been there for several months. I found out about it a little while ago. If I get the camera working, I can get somebody to drive me down there. I'll do a review on that. Barry do. Barry says, Mark, do 00 you watch Star Trek? Thoughts on the new series? Well, No, I mean I like the original. Well, I like a bunch of the original movies. The one with James. Actually, I know what the T stands for. Anybody else want to write in and what the James T. Kirk, the T stands for? I know what it is, but I'll just give you a shout out if you come up with the right answer. I like watching those. Now, Wrath of Khan is the best one, in my opinion, out of the lot. But I like the one where they go back in time, to get the whales. Undiscovered Country. That's not a bad one. The new ones, the ones with Chris Pine. Yeah, there's a bunch of action in it, but there's not much on story. Just a bunch of action. There you go. Yeah, so no, I don't watch the mini series mainly because I don't got to work in television. So I'm still getting chased by the TV license people, by the way. you know. Uh, I'll tell you about that in a second. Barry Tiberius, yes, it is. Yep, James Tiberius Kirk. In fact, it was one of the new movies when where that came up. With a kid, James Kirk is driving the stolen car, and he leaps out the car while that robot on a jet ski is, chasing him, and he says that his name is James Tiberius Kirk. That's how we learned that. They kept it a secret in all in all the William Shatner movies. It was a bit of a mystery. It was fine. It was great. No, we didn't need to know, but they fucking felt like telling us. So Barry Tiberius, yes. Saucepan Toblerone, James Toblerone, Peter B. Tiberius, English Heart Tiberius. Yeah, I mean the one with Patrick Bacard. Patrick Bacard, John Luke Bacard, Patrick Stewart. Yeah, I was getting them mixed up. Apparently that's a load of shite. I haven't heard anything good about that. Of course, I don't get it, but yeah. But no, I've been chased by the TV license fee every couple of months. I get a letter addressed to the occupier. The occupier, not to me, the occupier of this address, saying, "Yeah, we you've not replied to any of our letters," which I haven't. There's been about 6 letters. I've get rid of, it's always the same shit. It's a criminal, you've not been replied to any of our letters. It's a criminal offense. We're going to have somebody come round. You're on our watch list now. You're on our watch list to be investigated. Ooh, so I've had a bunch of those. Last week, I had a letter saying one of our people came round. You weren't in. It's still a criminal offense if you, if you don't want to go to prison or get a fine or some shit. Contact us. Fuck them. I don't. Just put it on the heap of, don't give a shit heap. And I got another one the other day. It's downstairs on the in the recycling box. Yeah, they just they threaten saying that they're the thing is, all right. Admittedly, one, I don't have a working telly. 2, I don't feel like explaining myself to these people. I never signed a contract with them to say that I agreed to give them 150 quid a year. I didn't agree to that, and basically I don't feel like explaining myself to them. So fuck them, they should have got the message by now. They keep threatening me with, either give them money that I've not agreed to give them. If I don't give it to them, they're going to fine me. But the thing is, like I've told you before, don't take my word for it. Look at videos. Watch TV license inspector, TV license. Type that into the word search. There's loads of videos that come to your door. Sometimes with a police officer, if they're feeling pretty, awkward, feeling like being a pain, they'll come to why the fuck the police are there anyway. But anyway, they'll show up at your door. You don't even have to speak to them. if you don't want to, unless you're filming them, then yeah, great, getting them to a conversation. But if you're not filming them, just shut the door. You don't have to let them in. How are they going to prove? You don't have to allow them in. You never did allow. We did have to allow them in, especially now when there's the plague. That's your perfect excuse. Well, sorry, I would rather not have you in my house because I might catch the plague off you. Even before then, you didn't have to let them in. They need to come in. They want to come into your house to see that the television's working, so they can slap you with a fine. That's why they're peering through. If you're on the ground floor, that's why they're looking through windows and watching. There's been cases where they've been chased down the street by people. They've been looking at people's children through the bedroom window, trying to get a glimpse of the television working. And then they get chased out into the street and they lock themselves in there's been videos of that where they get TV license blokes locked himself in the car. The guy on the outside of the car shouting through the window. That's happened. They'll look through it. But if they can't come into your house, they can't see your television, they can't get the proof that they want. Fuck them. You don't have to let them in. So that's what. The thing is, when they come round, allegedly they come round. They put a note through the door saying we were round today. It's while I'm out. I'm at work. And so if I ever do. Open the door on them. I'll not that I want to speak to them. I'll if I can, I'll film it. I'll load it and I'll show you. But no, I swear to Christ, it's been a couple of years, several years now. Oh shit! It's been several years. They've sent me letters every couple of months. Oh, you know what their favorite one is? Because before you could tell. Because it would say the sender is the TV license people. So you can tell before you open it up. You open it up and there it is, the TV license. We know you haven't got a license. It's illegal. Full bullshit. Now what they do, they put them in plain envelopes. And they make it that one of them they put in a red envelope to make it look like it's from the Royal Mail. Do not ignore this letter, it says on the outside of the envelope. But yeah, it's designed to look like the Royal Mail envelope, like a red one. So so then you open it. Oh shit, it's from the TV license people. Little tricks they pull. Yeah, and I tell you, this goes back. We again. I don't want to bang on about the fucking TV license people, but I remember when I was a teenager, there used to be ads all over the telly about the vans. The mysterious vans that are in your neighborhood. They got a big dish on the top, and there's some guys with earphones, and they can triangulate the thing, and they can knock on your door, and basically they were full of shit, right? Because one, they didn't have vans to do that. They never had the technology. They never did. What they put adverts to shit you up and make you think that they had the technology and vans and guys roaming the streets. What they were doing. This is before we had cable and, all this is back when I was a teen. So basically, they could knock on your door and say, yeah, we know you're watching the television. Because basically, they got a choice of three, right? They've got BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, right? Possibly Channel 4, depending on, what year it was. So they got a 1 in 4 chance of guessing what channel you're watching, right? Fucking odds are pretty good, right? 25%. Or if it was just BBC One, BBC Two, and ITV, they got a 1 in 3. So they're not going to go. Yeah, you're watching because they know that. Oh, hello, it's 7 o'clock. EastEnders is on. So odds on, the majority of the population are watching EastEnders at 7 o'clock. So if they come around your house at 7, 7:15, they can say, yeah, you're watching BBC One and you're watching EastEnders on BBC One, aren't you? Like this. And they go, oh, shit. They know. No, they were guessing because they knew that fucking EastEnders is on at 7 o'clock and it's 7 o'clock now. So they, and of course, the favourite one is you're watching EastEnders, BBC One in the front room like this. Oh my God. No, they were just playing the odds because where the fuck is your television going to be? It's going to be in your bedroom. If you're rich, you've got a television in the front room and one in your bedroom. So the odds on it's in your front room. Depending on the time of the day it is, you're either watching Coronation Street, you're watching EastEnders, you're watching The Bill, So depending on what time of day it is, they can pretty much guess what channel, what program is, That's how they did it. So you imagine if they had a van with a dish on the top that they could tell what channel you're watching or what room of the house. You think don't you think they would be working now? What do you think they figured? Well, no, we don't need them anymore. Well, we'll scrap them, put them on the take them down the scrap yard. We don't need them machines anymore. No, they'd still be using them, wouldn't they? But they don't have them. They never did. So anyway, so long story short, yeah, I've been getting lots of letters from them. Fuck them, they're not coming in the house, and that's that. And if I manage to get it on film, I'll be loading it for you. But but that's the thing. I've said months and months and months and months ago when I was talking about the TV license, if they come to my door, I'm only going to be talking to them because I want to get it on film. But they come round while I'm at work. Well, the one time they come round and they put a note through the door saying we were around earlier is when I'm at work. The rest of the time they just say, they just send a letter through the Royal Mail. English Heart, you go online. No, but that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. English Heart says you go online, tell them you don't need a license. You'll be good for 2 years. Well, you see, that's the thing. I used to do that. I used to ring them up every year and say, no, I don't need a license, and that'd be good. They'd leave me alone for another year. And then I figured, I can't be bothered. All right, fuck them, But no, you see, that's the point. Why should I ring them up? Why should I go online to tell them I don't have a TV license? I don't have a TV that works. Why should I? I never signed anything to say that I would use their service, and they want £150 out of me. If I'd signed to say, yes, I agree to use this service, like you do with everything else, you go down the gym, you sign a contract to say, yes, I agree to give you this money, and for this service that you're providing, or whatever the fuck else. You rent a car, you agree to pay this amount of money for this amount of time and this amount of bullshit and stuff, whatever else. No, I've never signed anything. I've never agreed to them. Why should I? It's not a case of just tell them what they want to hear and get them off your back for you. No, there's no need for me to do it because why? Yeah, why should I? Saucepan. Can I have a shout out for my brother Patrick? Do it in a robot voice, please. Actually, I did it in a little bit of a correct grammar voice without even realizing it. I don't know what a robot voice would be, but shout out to Patrick, who is the brother of Saucepan. English Heart remembers the TV vans. Yeah. English Heart, I agree. He goes online to sign in as an ominous or ominous, an ominous. Fucking hell, an anonymous. Jesus Christ, I am tired. And just screw with the entire thing. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You don't need to go I mean, sure, it's the easiest thing. I'll just go online. No, I don't have a leave license. Leave me alone for a fucking year. Go away. I can't be bothered because I don't need to. They don't even know my name. They always send it as to the occupier. Oh, and I'll tell you something else. Right? I years ago, I won't give you too much of the detail, but needless to say, my TV got broke. Okay, it fell on the floor a couple of times. Anyway, so it ended up breaking, right? So I put in a claim with the insurance, right? And what happened was, put in a claim for the insurance. We had to take it down to the shop to confirm that he was fucked. It's not easy to break a television, let me tell you. You drop it. Anyway, they confirmed it was buggered, put in a claim. A little while later, they gave me, I don't know what it was, they gave me a voucher. So I had to go to the shop and exchange the voucher for a television. Fuckers only gave what they done when you this will be still be the case, I'm sure. If you go into Curry's or go buy a brand new television from a shop, from an electrical shop, say Curry's, whoever sells televisions, they'll ask for your. I presume they still do because they did then. They'll ask your home details, your name and address, which is kind of weird because you're not taking out a contract, you're just taking out fucking television, right? They pass on that details to the TV license. Okay, so what happened was I had no television, so I didn't have a license for a while, And it was funny because when I went to get my new television with this voucher, within a couple of days or within a week, I'm sure it was, I had a knock on the door from the TV license people and says, "Yeah, oh, we've had details that you've recently bought a brand new television." Oh, fuck me! I think what? Yeah, it's because the people that I got the television from pass on your details. So to the TV license people. So that way they can say, so that way you can't say, no, I don't got a television. No, because they know because you've just bought a brand new television. So be warned, if you do go buy a brand new television, be warned that they will pass on your details to the TV license people. And some people, if you're happy paying 150 quid for it, then knock yourself out. But you don't need to. So give them a false name or tell them fuck off. I'm just, here's the money, give me the television and I'll be on my way. Never mind about taking my details. When you go in to buy a mobile phone, if you go in and buy one, if you go to the O2 shop or the EE shop or the Vodafone shop, you go in and buy a phone. They ask for your name and address, and they bring it up and they confirm it on the computer. Even if you're buying a shitty phone like I do, I go in and buy what I do. I used to buy the last time I've had this for a couple of years now. I go in, ask them, okay, show me the 3 cheapest phones you got. Okay, right, there you go. So I choose the less shitty looking one out the 3, and it's about 10-15 quid. They ask for your name and address, and they fucking well bring it. So if you give them a bullshit name and address, they bring it up on the computer. Why do they want your name and address? It's because they want to be able to track your your phone calls and your movements, and because they can triangulate your whereabouts. They can trace you through the pylons, that the signals send the signals. But yeah, you're buying a mobile phone. You're not on a contract. Again, I don't take out. I don't use a contract. I buy a pay-as-you-go phone, right? Because I don't want a contract. I don't know enough people to spend 5,000 minutes a month fucking ringing them up, or 3,000 taxis. I don't know that many people, right? So I just buy a cheap ass phone. Why do they need my name and address to buy a phone over the counter? It's because they want to know who's doing it so they can trace your phone call, they can find out who's doing what with their phone. And they don't need to, because there's plenty. If you go to that shop I mentioned, CEX, they got hundreds of phones. Here in Milton Keynes, we got an outdoor market. All right, there's 3 or 4 stalls that sell secondhand phones. You take them in, exchange them, they'll uncode them and do all the shit that he's doing. You can buy a secondhand phone. I'm sure they don't take your house number and details and date of birth or whatever the hell else. So they don't see. It's not compulsory. I'm sure they don't do it. So why does the Vodafone people do it and whatnot? I mean, I've had this for a few years now. I think I made a mistake because what I did, I wanted to I gave them my details because I wanted the same, because when you buy a new phone, it comes with its own phone number. So I want to say, look, I want my old phone number put onto this new phone here. So that's how that works. But I think next time I go in, I'm going to, I'm going to tell them. I said, look, I don't want to give you my name and address. I just want to buy a sodding phone. And if they don't like it, what do I care? I'll go someplace else. Yeah, because remember, you're in charge. They don't, they don't need your details other than the fact that they want to be able to trace your doings, whatever you're doing on your phone. Brother Patrick, remember, Director English Art. There's no English Heart. I don't know. I disagree. He says there is no point making an argument with them. No, there is no argument. They got no business asking for my money. £150 plus a year. I've made no agreement to give them that money. There's no argument. They come to my door. I don't need to speak to them. I'm under no obligation to speak to them. I'm under no obligation to do anything other than shut the door. No, thank you. I don't want to speak to you. I'm under no obligation to let them in the house. There's no argument. It's just that they're asking for money that they're not entitled to have. Besides, fuck them. What was it? Because basically, the TV license that they're asking the money for is to cover BBC One and BBC Two. The rest of them, your license doesn't cover that because they get their money through advertising. But they fixed it so no, you can't tune out with a button. You can't tune out BBC One and Two and only watch ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, and all the rest of them. No. You can't do that. It's either all or nothing. So you basically your money's for BBC One and BBC Two. If the fucking programs are shit anyway. I go around people's houses and the television's on. It's all crap. It's not worth fucking back, right? So why don't why don't they do advertisements like everybody else? All right, it's a pain in the ass to watch, to have but yeah, you got all right, so you got your movie. Nobody once really breaks it in the movie, but it's a good time to go take a leak, go grab a biscuit, go, or roll a joint, do whatever you want. But that's the price you pay. You want free TV, you got to put up with the ads. Okay, so so fuck them, Grumpy. I'm not sure what that. BXSTXRD. Oh, I see. Change the X for an A. Right, grumpy bastard. Good to see you, Mark, he says. Oh, thank you very much. Actually, I'm about. Oh, Christ, look at that. Coming up on 3 hours. It's you won't know this. Well, I don't know, maybe you will if you're watching all the reruns, but my counter there says 2 hours, 57, 44, 45, 46. So it's coming up on 3 hours. Look, Jesus Christ, it's gone 10 o'clock. It's 6 minutes past 10. Right. I tell you, it's a shame because I've got a bunch of people watching. I can't believe this many. I got just had an extra one there. Somebody just came onto the if that was you, write a quick comment. I'll give you a shout. Somebody just clicked on the counter just went up. Oh no, they've gone now. Well, they've gone. All right. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, by all means, go ahead. My counter says 18 thumbs up. Oh, there you go, 19. Anyone else not hit the thumbs up? Do the, go ahead. See if we can get that. Anyway, all right. So it's up to 19. 21. Thank you very much, whoever that was. Argument, grumpy bastard, English Heart, never give out your details. True, yeah. Well, yeah, see, now the thing is, I'm learning as I get older, but back this was, literally I've had this for, Christ. Well, over 2 years. I'm not surprised because these are not designed to last. Um, you know, but yeah, I've had this over 2 years. What I ought to do is take the back off and write in Tipex. I've actually got some Tipex, because I do the Sudoku puzzles and I fuck it up now and again. So I bought some Tipex. What I ought to do, next phone I get, in fact, if I get a new phone, somebody remind me. Right, I'll take off the back and I'll write in Tipex on the inside the date that I bought it. Right, so then I'll know how many years I get out of the new phone. But yeah, next time I go in, I'm not going to give them my details. I say, fuck off. Look, I'm just buying a £10 phone. Just give me the phone. I don't give you my name and address. Fuckers. Grumpy bastard. It was me who was. Oh, it hit the thumbs up. Good. Thank you very much. Oh, dear. Excuse me. Grumpy Bastard says, I left and came back. Oh, welcome back. Yeah, it's a shame. I tell you what, I probably need to go because I need to go lay down. Oh, my back is aching. Yeah, the thing is, because it's quite strenuous work at work because I'm pulling and pushing pallet trucks on, with big. You imagine, actually, yeah, you imagine some of these boxes. Some of these boxes can weigh, say, certain, because we've got pallets of printers, color printers. Some of them, the light ones, can weigh 8 kilos, and you get like 42 of them on a pallet. So somebody may be able to work that out. 8 kilos times 42. Some of them can weigh like close to 20. Say 15 to 20 kilos, but there'll be 12 of them, 12 or 16 of them. So, I mean, that's quite some weight to be, working on the guns. Yeah, but the thing is, it aches a while, got to be careful, with the, I'm always conscious now because I've had a few injuries and I'm getting old. I'm conscious about, bend the knees, straight back lifting, the pump truck and all that, making sure I'm in a square on with it. Yeah. I tell you, it's working. The guns are coming on and everything, and anyway, they're coming along. If I start up with a protein shake, then that'll start. It'll be even more because I'll cut down on the old Coca-Colas and stuff and switch to milk. Let's see. English Heart, good to have you back, Mark. Good, thank you. It's good to be back. I'm gonna shoot off in a minute because it's been 3 hours. Andrew Davis, 15. Oh, my eyes are going. Hello, Mark. Long time no see. How's life now? I guess you're not at John Lewis anymore. No. Since John Lewis, since that little brown motherfucker got me fired from John Lewis, I went to work at a place where they were making screens. Actually, the screens to protect the shopkeeper from the riffraff on the customer side of the counter, possibly from jumping over or spreading the plague and all that kind of. We were assembling those. That didn't work out. Everybody was at each other's throats. Not a lot of people got on. Plus, I spoke about it in my last, my last 1 or 2 live streams. There was a guy in there who was ratting people out, trying to get, throwing people under the bus because people were making joints in the bog, and they weren't smoking it; they were just rolling it. But the whiff was in there. Yeah, he's reporting them, trying to get them fired. Fucking bastard. So yeah, not a John Lewis anymore. That's from Andrew Davis. Actually, Davis is my mum's maiden name before she married Mr. Durant. English Heart, you should have played rugby with me. No, that's the thing. I've never been into physical sports as such. Rugby, football. Well, yeah, having to kick around on a football, yeah, that's fine. But never been into rugby. I used to play tennis when I was about 7. There should be a tennis court down the end of the street in the park. 10-minute walk down our street in a big park. There's a tennis court. Tennis court had all the wire around it and that, it was a proper thing. I was going pretty good. Nowadays I like pool, I like darts, I like games of skill, that kind of thing. Golf. I used to play golf years ago. Yeah, I weren't too bad at that. It weren't too bad. Wasn't brilliant, but yeah, never been one for playing rugby. Yeah, too much mud, for my liking. Mark Davis. Mark Wallace, by any chance? What? You mean? No. I'm not sure what you're meaning. Somebody, because Andrew Davis asked a question. I mentioned my mum's maiden name was Davis before she married Mr. Durant, which means my name is Mark Durant, not Wallace. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was your meaning. English Heart, tennis? Question mark. Yes, yeah, But I was, I was pretty good. Funny enough, I remember because my dad, my dad's name for me, my name's Mark, obviously, but his name he used to call me Junior or Little Man, but Junior. The tennis racket that he bought me to play tennis was a Junior. It was the name of the company or name of the racket was Junior. So I remember. Actually, I haven't thought about that for 40 years, but yeah, that was So yeah, I had a Junior tennis racket I used to play tennis with. Yeah, I was not too bad. Anyway, all right, everybody. I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, everybody. You got a few seconds to hit the thumbs up. In fact, anybody want to? I mean, just out of shits and giggles, I'm just curious. See, it tells me how many people are watching. It gives me a timer: 3 hours, 7 minutes. Christ Almighty! I can't believe I'm sitting here. My back is killing me. Tells me how many people are watching and how many thumbs up, but it doesn't tell. For some reason, the YouTube, in their infinite wisdom, have decided to take away how many thumbs down, so I can't see that. It's like with everybody's video. You notice when you watch a video, there's the counter for how many thumbs up there is, but there's no count. You can click thumbs down, but there's no counter. So the person who loaded the video or anybody watching the video will have no idea how many thumbs down there is. So I don't know. So anybody want to write how many thumbs down there is? Just curious. English Heart, Davies. Yeah, it's either Davies or Davis, one or two. You're Welsh. Well, yeah, my mum, I believe, is half Welsh. I think. Yeah, she's either Welsh or half Welsh. One of them. So that makes me so I'm either half or quarter. I don't know. So yeah, there's some Welsh in there. It's funny enough. I went to Wales years ago because my my aunt and uncle had a house down there, and before they got rid of that, they moved back up to Milton. So at least one brother, I think I was just one of the brothers. We went down to Wales to spend the week, just a bit of change of scenery. Anyway, so we were staying in a house, in a place called Blaena Festiniog. I swear to Christ, everything fucking shuts at 5 o'clock. It is incredible. When you're used to a city where the co-op's open till 10, garages are 24/7. You know, you can go to bloody McDonald's, it's 24/7, and you go to this town or the village or whatever the fuck this town, this you know, and everything is literally petrol stations, everything 5 o'clock done. The only thing open is the pubs, right? So, but yeah, being part Welsh, right? We go into the pub, we have a few drinks, we're walking home. We got the local dickhead fucking people screaming abuse down the street. Of course, they don't come up to us to tell us that we're not welcome. No. They shout it from down the street. Yeah, you know, fuck off home, you know, because they figured, you know. But yeah, we're part Welsh, you know. Besides, I'm a taxpayer. I'll go where the fuck I want. But yeah, they didn't seem to appreciate the our English, I don't know, superiority, I guess, or accent, or whatever the hell. They had a problem with us. Anyway, all right. So we've got. Oh, hello. We've got another one in Batol Karnim. Batol Karnim. It's got some kind of cryptic message there. Welcome to you. Sorry about that. You'll have to watch it on the rerun. You've got 3 hours and 10 minutes of rerun. You're going to have to watch that because I'm knackered and I've got to go lay down. All right. So, Battle Karnim, English Heart, Grumpy Bastard, Andrew Davis. Saucepan, English Hearts, where's he gone? Barry, Peter B. Roger Clark, commonly known as Ali. Crash Override, Roger Clark again, Override. Basil Faulty. Oh, Neil Fitzpatrick. Oh, I didn't see your message earlier. Hi, Mark. Long time no see. I missed that one. I missed that one earlier. But welcome to you if you're still watching. Commonly known as Ali. Formerly known as Ali. Crash. What's this? VVBL7. I think that's right. Hello to you. Peter B again. Basil Faulty. Rex. Where's he gone? Evening, Mark. Good to see you. Oh, this is from way back. Yeah, Rex. Hello to you too. George C. Anyway, so yeah, that's about Pascal Zumiziata. Pascal Zubizarreta. Yeah, there you go. That's probably anyway. So thank you to all those and everybody else who I missed. So Ben has just arrived with a thumbs up. Yeah, you'll have to watch the show on the rerun because I'm going to go. So everybody, thank you very much. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't. You've got about 5 seconds, and yeah, had a good rant. Covered a lot of topics, and yeah, if you're watching on the rerun, by all means, put some comments in the comments section. Hit the thumbs up. Tell your pals. Subscribe, and you'll be alerted next time I do a live stream, or if I can get the thing working, I'll be loading some more videos of the cookery and whatnot. And I'll be, you know, I'll keep everybody informed of how many eggs the chickens are kicking out. You know, on a you know, so I keep control, you know, on the calendar. And yeah, thank you very much, and good night to everybody.